going to be probably my only night to stream at least until Friday if I feel up to it. Alright, let's get this thing fixed. Alright. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain.
And we already have a like. Hey, Malin Jaguar.
Awesome, awesome.
Hello there. They're starting to roll in.
Good, good. That's good. I'm going to save this so that the thumbnail is set up.
Oh, Killer Panda's excited.
I just can't resist it.
Yes, I know Discord, there's new mentions. I'm aware. Hello from Brazil. Ooh.
We are going to Brazil.
Not really, but... Prophet. Hey, Raven, hope you're doing good.
Thank you, man. I'm doing okay.
How did you manage to swing getting the YouTube handle Prophet? I feel like there would be like a knife fight for that name.
I know, right? You would think.
Turkish Turkey says hi.
Turkey?
Is that like the epitome of all turkey right there?
Yes.
How are you, gentlemen? How's God treating you this fine day?
Oh, God is treating us decent.
Can't complain. The Netheril King says, hey Raven, currently watching your videos on the Prince of Egypt. You did a truly beautiful job in connecting me personally through our shared faith in God.
Ah, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that series. I really enjoyed working on it.
Alright, here's the real question now. The Almighty Egg asks, in the last live stream you said you have a beard. Is this true?
It is true. I have a beard. I mean, it's nothing like huge. It's like just mostly face fuzz, but yeah. It's
like, don't think like a Robert E. Lee, think more Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah, that's a little bit closer. All right.
Or William T. Sherman.
William T. Sherman.
Careful, that man can do a lot of damage with a box of matches.
Well, you know. That's true. Okay. I only got one order to really get done. I don't really do Dueling Slayer all that often, so I'm going to get Warrior done. Let's go ahead and do this thing. So I'll say this, I really enjoyed the event mode that they had with Lord Ramiel. Like, that was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed that event mode. I know that people were only really playing it to, like, farm the XP, but I actually thought it was fun. I thought it was a really good game mode. And I know people are going to be like, oh, no, it was actually really bad. I liked it.
Oh,
it shook things up, at the very least.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of the Prince of Persia and the Assassin's Creed event.
I can kind of see that. I think the only thing I had against the mode was it didn't do anything to discourage ganking. Like, ganking was the way to win in that one. So.
Yeah, I feel like one of those, like, the Ramiel, like, targeted you more if, like, you were ganking.
Yeah, that would be kind of... Like, if he actually picked his targets a little better.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of nice. But, you know.
Alright, a person says, Raven, I have a problem. One of my friends is... Hold on, chat moved. Raven, I have a problem. One of my friends is feeling really down and depressed due to liking someone who didn't return his affections. I want to help him, but I'm not sure how since I suck at relationships.
You think I'm any better?
Well, you have you've dated a girl from like half of Asia, so.
Yeah, I think I've dated a girl from each Asian country. Okay, so you're down because a girl didn't return affection. Well, the only thing I can say is, while I can get why that sucks, genuinely, I really do get that. You do have to find a way to move on. Recognize that there are other girls probably better. Genuinely, you can't live with your heart set on one girl while you're still young, especially. I would definitely say, keep your options open. Be mourn for it. Like, definitely say, you know what, this sucks. I hate that it ended, but just be prepared to move on to the next phase. Move on, like, say, okay, that didn't work out. Let that go. Let it slide off the back and move on. That's what I would say. Without knowing all the details, that's all I can say. And is it just me, or is the loading tree now there's a winter feel to it?
It does have a bit of a winter feel to it, and it's in April now, so it's kind of weird. But.
Yeah, no. Well, when I mean when this season first started, it was looking like an autumn or springtime, but now it's starting to look kind of snowy.
I guess we're going I guess it's like spring breaking through because we start seeing red leaves there. So I don't know.
No, because it started with autumn.
It might be just moving up further now.
Who knows? Who knows?
But anyway, more to the point, probably the best advice we can give was, we may not be the best when it comes to relationship advice, but the thing is, he's hurting right now, so you just got to be there for him as a friend.
You know, and just be there for him, offer assistance, or
really just try and say hey man, let's go hang out sometime, let's go do something together.
Give him something to do to keep his mind off it, definitely.
Yep.
You captured zone.
That's the best advice I think we can give without going into further detail. It's such a relief to come onto your streams and roll.
What?
Slander's popped into the chat. Bro, what is this thumbnail?
Okay, yeah, long story. I think there's no question that I'm garbage at this game. And the slime girl thing was something that Hannah drew, which I thought was hilarious, and I thought it would fit.
But I just love Slander's pops in the chat. What is this?
What heresy?
Slanderous, I am completely calm.
What sorcery is this? Genuinely, when I put together thumbnails, I literally have very little rhyme or reason. I kind of just say, what would be funny? And so I pick a picture that Hannah or someone else has drawn of me. Regardless, I put it in and try to come up with a funny thumbnail with it. Yeah. Ooh,
Slanderous
a light
also says,
fan.
have you read 1045 yet?
Have I read 1045? What do you mean?
I think it's in a book.
No, I don't.
If it's not a book, correct me on that, Slandy. Can I call you Slandy?
I have not read 1045. I've read 930 though.
I think I once read a book at 1045.
Definitely read a book at 930.
Oh, One Piece chapter 10.
Oh no, I haven't gotten there yet. Whoa, what the heck? It kicked me out of the game for half a second. How did it do that?
That was weird.
Is everyone still able to see?
Hold on. It's, okay, we're back.
Okay, that was weird. That was weird. Suddenly the game just conked out for a half a second. I was like, what? What happened? The game rejected my thumbnail too. But no, I haven't read chapter 1045 yet. I've read 1044 though. So I know the big reveal. I know about the big shocking reveal about Luffy's true power. I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody. Go read the chapters yourself. And I won't lie, after reading it, I'm kind of like, I don't hate it or anything, but at the same time I'm like, I don't like it.
Well, you don't feel like spoiling it. Me, on the other hand, I have no problem. See, you didn't hear this from me, but Luffy, he has the gum fruit.
You know, you're not entirely wrong there.
Yep, I try and help out when I can. Ooh, when's the next Legend story?
When I finish writing it. Oh, goodness.
So, sometime probably in the near future. Kind of feel bad for that.
Oh, man, Zerk. I almost hate to do it. Boom!
He was like, oh man, that Highlander almost killed me, and then here comes Cock just to end it.
He was doing well against me. He gets distracted for a minute by Highlander, and then I waste him.
Right. Oh, Regulator 2000 said, Sony started shutting down your stream as soon as chapter 1045 was mentioned by Lark.
Well, it wasn't Lark who mentioned it. It was Slandy.
No, true, but I'm the one who read out the question.
It's true.
Yep.
Slandy asked if I'd read One Piece 1045 yet.
Isengard says, first stream I actually caught. To be honest, I expect you to be like top 100 in America for Honor PvP.
Oh, believe me, I am not. Like, I am absolute garbage.
Okay. Hey, Raven, have you heard of Madness Combat?
No, I haven't.
I mean, I've heard of combat that has been madness.
Wow, okay, so let me get this straight, Nobushi. Basically, your whole goal was to just throw lights every now and then when I focus on another, you throw your lights or your kicks to force me into a corner. That's cute.
I believe their strategy is typically poke.
Yeah, that's the typical strategy of a Valkyra Nobushi main. Poke.
Okay, let's see. Fabian says Raven and Lark.
Oh, I sense the gank coming. But
Raven and Lark, what's your favorite culture? That's an interesting one, because it's like, it depends on the
It does depend. How do you dodge that? How did you dodge my uppercut?
They bowl the Wheaties every morning? I don't know. I got nothing. Right now I'm going with the Wheaties theory. Yep, definitely Wheaties.
Yeah, gotta be the Wheaties. Like I said, guys, epitome of trash.
The last guy letter, my gank senses are tingling.
God, the ganks in this game. I feel like every match I play now is just who is going to gank the hardest. I feel like that's what happens every match.
But
now.
I guess to say, for me, modern culture would be probably like modern Southern culture, like the American.
Yeah, the culture of the Southland.
It's just home to me. It's you can call me biased when picking it, but that's just the way it is. It's just like it's home to me. Like good old deep South. But then there's like, but if you're talking like historically speaking,
what the I parry? Oh, you redheaded stepchild! That's not an insult to redheaded stepchildren. He's just.
Unless, of course, you are a redheaded stepchild, in which case it's funnier that way.
Yes, definitely.
That was a common insult back when we were kids. I'm going to beat you like a redheaded stepchild.
I never got why that was so
Basically,
funny.
if you're a redheaded stepchild, the assumption was you were born out of an affair, and so you're going to get beat harder than
I feel like Hollywood is doing that to redheaded characters.
It's like, no, it's just like, redheads don't exist. Alright, let's see. By my moral standards, which are objectively correct, of course, regulated, the most morally wrong side in the First Crusade is the one I don't agree with. Dang it, he's cracked the code!
He knows.
He knows too much.
Your team is breaking.
Alright, let's see. At least you know how to play your heroes.
God, she's a light parrier too? What can't this Nobushi do?
Have friends?
Yeah, that's true.
She can't get Warden Kun, so this has
She couldn't get Warden Kun, so she coached by just ganking people.
Speaking of which, Isengard says, at least you know how to play your heroes. I still play Nobushi like Warden. That just makes it the perfect fangirl.
Yeah, I know,
you
right?
are committed to a bit.
Nobushi is trying to be Warden Kun. She loves him so much, she wants to be him. That would be the cutest idea for a skin ever. Ubisoft, if you're listening to this, and I believe at least one of you watches my videos, because sometimes I notice you stealing my ideas, just saying. But have a skin where Nobushi is wearing Warden's armor with her head exposed, because that would be the cutest thing ever. Like, she's cosplaying her bae. Like, I'm like, do that.
Gosh, hold on. Ubisoft's Canadian. We gotta find a way. We like maple syrup, yes. Hockey, good sport.
How about them Mounties, eh?
Oh, yeah, hey. Are good. I'm speaking Canadian. The best part is, the French Canadians are going to curse us out in French so we can't understand it, and the other Canadians are going to be too polite to say anything about it.
And then when they curse us out in French, I can say, I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of freedom. 1776 call that said, where was you at?
They said, chilling in Canada. Literally, we went up there, was like, hey, you guys want to join? They cocked their muskets. We're fine here, eh? You can go back down south. We're comfortable.
They for a while, they kind of treated it as kind of this thing like, we're so good, we're actually so superior. We have cracked the code, we're better than everyone else because we stayed with, the English Empire,
well,
and now they're kind of like, maybe that wasn't a good thing.
Well, they're kind of searching for an identity now, because now it's like pure Commonwealth status. They are, I mean, the Queen's, I think the Queen's still on the money, but regardless, there's just like, they gotta find some new things, and
I'm gonna go with Polly Mommy.
Well, are you sure about that? I'm never sure about anything. What are you talking about?
Sure, Fire Fuzzies.
LeBeau asks, Raven, Lark, when is the next reaction stream? I got new reaction material.
I have no idea yet. I have to be in the mood to do a reaction stream. I really have to be in the mood because, reaction videos can be kind of a hassle. But tell you what, because I've got some time this weekend, I might do one this weekend. I might. But I want to dedicate some time to this weekend to resting and getting some projects done because I've got some stuff I want to finish up.
Mm-hmm. Anthony Schneck says, oh goodness, it's Apollyon.
Yeah, we going a poly mommy.
Polygon.
She's a parallelogram.
Exactly. A person day 4. The Canadians don't suspect a thing. I think they traded their ranks. I think what they'll do is they'll bring out poutine. If you don't automatically go for it, then they're going to start squinting at you. I feel like Alberta would be the best at like detecting which one is.
Yes, Alberta would be either that or
British Columbia too, because like they're so they're like on the North American continent, they're like as far left as you can go, so they can probably sniff us out no problem.
No, I'm talking about oh, what's the one? Quebec?
Oh yeah, but they might just consider us Albertans that just refuse to speak the language. It's like, you thought I was an ignorant Albertan. I'm actually just an ignorant American. Fooled you.
Well, now see, you're making a contradiction. An ignorant American? What are you, that black history teacher from that one documentary series who said that the definition of American whiteness is ignorance?
First of all, I want to give her a dictionary, because I think she might use it, but no,
Come, show me what passes for fury amongst your misbegotten kind.
I think I coked out Rager.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Minion, you jerk!
Okay, Fabian says, Raven and Lark, have you ever played Fallout? If you mean the series, yes, I actually have 2 videos, and I'm working on a 3rd right now for that. I have 2 Lamentations, one on the Brotherhood of Steel and one on Mr. House, and I'm working on Caesar's Legion. However, you mean like the original OG Fallout. I have recently bought it, but I have not had the chance to play it yet. Yes, the heavy skin warden that decided to forgive what blocking is. Hey, don't make fun of my playstyle. that is certified Lark playstyle. Throw heavies and hope for the best.
Oh, man.
Alright.
Like I said, guys, trash.
Well, Boge, to be fair, Raven as a Canadian, I believe that if you want an identity now in Canada, you pretty much have to make your own, because there are so many cultures, it's not even worth trying to fit in somewhere. Huh, okay. Hey Raven, will you make a Fallout stream?
One day.
At some point I think we can convince you to do Fallout 4. I would do like a Fallout New Vegas stream, but...
I feel like she dodged that way too early.
You lost.
Please, keep ganking me! Yes! Thank you, Nobushi! You are very good! I don't know why you would gank! Why would you do that? You're so good! You might make people think you're bad. I don't know why you do that.
Good PR?
No.
Ah.
That's the last thing it is.
Raven and Lark, what's your favorite Chaos Legion?
I think we've been asked our favorite chaos groups over and over and over again.
Right.
Lark, really? Have we not been asked that
I think we've
over
been
and
asked
over
it
again?
twice. I think only twice, though.
I count 4.
Well, you've been on more streams than I have. So, for me, probably...
Niche. It's like, I would say you've always been a niche boy.
There's a bit of that. I do like the Death Stars, though. I honestly kind of feel bad for them. I mean, then again, Mortarian was a bit of an idiot for killing all of his Psychers and then going into the warp without a Geller field. That's just asking for trouble.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to kill you. Let me guess. Here come the light. Yeah, there it is! God, 3-on-1? What a surprise.
But we have to give him this. He does know how to use the most dangerous weapon of all.
The sick. Wow, no one on my team is doing well. Only Arnobushi has gotten more than 1 kill.
Oh, well, Boge actually has the numbers. Raven and Lark have been asked 7 times about Chaos Legion.
Wow, I'm glad you kept up with that. I have not.
Well, Boge here is a stenographer. You didn't even know.
I gotta go help out the pirate. Hold on. Just last a little longer, please. You cowards.
Just a curiosity, will you two ever do a face reveal?
I've done 2 face reveals!
Actually, you've done 3. Because I'm pretty sure you like when you got to like the 5,000, I think you did one. You did one for 10,000, and you did one for 20,000. And actually, at the 10,000 one, I actually briefly showed up. I walked in and then I walked out. So I have been revealed for like a nanosecond. Alright. Person says, Fallout's entire setting just makes me think Florida, present day.
Oh, you absolute coward! Bow and arrow? Really? Really? Fine, whatever.
And he's not even Welsh.
Oh, that is so cringe. Oh my gosh. Couldn't engage directly, so you threw a bow and arrow. That is the epitome of trash. I thought I was the epitome of trash.
Well,
That
the
is,
stream is called Epitome of Trash. We never
that
said
is
it had to
garbage.
come from
That is absolute garbage. How did he keep dodging out of that?
Oh, it's a snowball mode. It's like, what effect is she using? Honestly, I'm okay with that. It's not ganking. It's just kind of like, hey, I'm here.
Well, it's just kind of showing off that you suck. That's what it is.
Oh, it's not even that, because it's like, it's just letting a 1v1 happen.
No, give it a second. Don't start emote spamming in a moment.
Oh, the old cool too.
Let's see if they do it.
No, they're attacking.
No, they're just attacking each other. Okay.
I suppose it's better.
I mean, it's weird, but okay. Have fun with
I remember
it.
that used to be far more common.
Oh, well.
Raven. Bow equals Glock 17. Raven was just killed by gun violence.
How many have we got watching? 51?
Oh, yeah.
Man, what a waste of your evening.
Several have said it's like, I can just tune in and relax. It's good. It's all good. It's all good.
I mean, I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying, gosh, if you like, hey, we're here to see Raven kick ass. No. Did you not see the title of this stream? All right, I got one more match to go before I complete this order, so I better pick someone who's close to the next rep.
All right.
I think either Berserker or Black Prior are my two next closest.
What's this?
Or is it Kensei? I forget.
Raven Lark, I'm starting to become a better against Pirate with my Lawbringer. However, I'm not doing well with War Mommy. Any advice? So, Lawbringer.
Did you not watch what I was just doing? Like, oh, that guy who got destroyed while playing Warmonger. Let me ask him for advice on Warmonger.
Let's see.
Okay, Black Prior is the closest.
Well,
okay.
The thing is, they're saying like fighting Warmongers as a Lawbringer.
Fighting Warmongers as a Lawbringer? Somehow this Shaolin found a way to dodge all of the attacks that I thought would bait him. Like when he started to, like I thought that I would get him with the wind up claw attack, but he somehow dodged out of the way of the hit zone, so I don't know how he pulled that off, even though I thought that I timed it right. So my response would just be, watch for their lights. Their lights are going to be their quickest thing, and they're probably going to follow up a light with a quick claw attack. So what I would do is assume that all of their attacking hit claw attacks are going to be short ones. Dodge fast, and then if you dodge to the side and then do a shove, you can get your free light opener. That would be my advice. Also, when you parry one of their heavies, make sure you're near a wall so that you can heavy charge them into a wall and splat them. And then after the wall splat, you can get a free heavy and work off of that. That would be my only advice. Don't take it seriously. I am, again, garbage, so take it all with a grain of salt.
Let's see. Hey, Raven, will you and Lark do a live stream of Fallout 76 together?
No. That's just a hard no from me. We tried playing Fallout 76 together. We were miserable.
Yeah, they have changed a lot of it.
I will not do it.
I might go and check it out again, see if it's worth getting into, but you'd have to know, like, we'd be starting from scratch.
We will not. I will not do it. If you want to see Lark do it, all hands on deck for that. But I will not do it.
Zachary Johnson says, "Wow, Raven, I can't believe you named this stream after me. Thanks."
Oh, anything for you, Zachary.
In the Trash Brotherhood, all are welcome.
In the trash, all are welcome.
Because remember, fellas, it's a trash can, not a trash can't.
That was oddly inspiring, indeed.
You captured Zone A.
Hi, Warlord.
what is your opinion on the cat ears helmet in Halo Infinite?
It's stupid. Why would you give your helmet cat ears? That seems really dumb.
That's really dumb.
Hold on, I'm coming, guys.
Bat ears. So you could be a Spartan Batman. No, they killed our boy. I shot him. Don't do that, it's me.
Is this just your thing? Okay, fine, I'll deal with Shaman. Oh, so that's what it is, you coward! You didn't want to engage me directly until I took my focus off of you? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the way, pirate. I hope you get destroyed. Alright, Shaman's down. Yao Jormungandr, finish off the pirate. You coward. I thought you were backing off to let me deal with the Shaman first so that we could do a one-on-one. And then as soon as I change direction, I'm gonna get... Yeah. Screw you.
No,
to be fair, that wasn't that was just me making an assumption about what they were doing.
You should not.
I will never make that assumption again. I'm
surprised you made it in the first place because I was like.
Well, you're the one who last round was talking about. Oh, they're just allowing me the one-on-one.
Well, that's because she was like literally just throwing snowballs. Like you were focused on her, and she was trying to like dodge around. She was not engaging because she knew she was going to get pasted. And so then, when you first focused your attention, I knew she was going to try and do that.
There, you're dead.
Alright, let's see. Oh, Mal says, I got a Fallout 76. We can make a 76 series. Insert creepy smiling Centurion thing. Gotta love that Mal.
Love that Mal.
Ooh, I like this. Mid-kid animation in gaming says, if I'm trash, that only means I'm someone else's treasure. That's the mentality right there.
That's the way.
This is the way. Order of trash versus the chaotic neatness. Very good.
Come on.
Raven, have you done a philosophy stream where you talk about philosophies from different cultures and religion?
Hey. The Way of Oogway!
He actually has. He's like the Way of Oogway discusses the Tao. Correct me if
yes, it's discussing how Oogway from Kung Fu Panda is basically a Taoist, and I'm going to work on one in the future about how Shifu is a Confucianist.
And we've also looked at he's also looked at the Prince of Egypt, though most of that is on BitChute. So do with that what you will. But yeah.
That's all I needed, thank you.
Alright. Hey Raven, speaking of Halo, how do you feel about Infinite? I feel like the gameplay is awesome, but the game lacks so much content.
I parried that! Ah. Whatever. Continue.
Right? I feel like Infinite's gameplay is awesome, but I feel like the game lacks so much content. It feels like it came out unfinished with a little of it.
Based on what little I played of Halo Infinite, I wasn't much of a fan. I mean, personally, I've never been a huge Halo player in the first place. I've only been recently getting into the game. But just based on what I saw, the campaign mode felt more complete than the actual multiplayer.
So this is a good place to start because multiplayer can be improved over time. Don't pull a Battlefield 5 and come out with your campaign half-assed. Have you tried the Conch Shaolin rework?
I have. I talked about it in my update video today. I like the Conch rework a little. It has some ideas there that I like, but it's hard for me to get used to it. And Shaolin's rework I thought was a little too strong, but still serviceable. How am I doing on the screen? I've only got 3 kills. I gotta be better. Let's turn the video around.
Jaguar, I blame EA for what they did to Battlefield. We all do. You're not the only one.
It's the right call to blame EA.
Generally, in most cases, that is the right call. And why am I getting spammed right now?
I don't know.
Leave me alone.
In the middle of things. Hi, JJ. Hi, JJ. JJ, where are you going?
JJ, how come you haven't returned my calls, JJ?
Return my calls, JJ. Return my calls, JJ.
I like your Guandao. Alright, let's see. Pyrrhus of Epirus says, I've heard someone call Confucianism the Chinese equivalent of Christianity because it affected the cultures of the Chinese and its surrounding regions like Korea and Japan.
You lost, Zone
I suppose in terms of influence, but I'd say as far as like spreading of influence the most, Buddhism would probably be the one that has spread the most influence in the region. But I can see where you're coming from.
I can see that too, but... Oh! So that was your plan. To throw a fire flask on me. Gosh dang it!
Almost had it.
Cowards, all of you!
Yeah, well, what can we say? We were put in the hot seat.
Ah!
JJ can't return your calls. He needs pictures of Spider-Man. Okay, needs me. Okay, that needs more orc. That was beautiful.
That was amazing.
I love that.
Give me more pictures of Spider-Man!
So who's the For Honor Spider-Man? Would that be
That would be Shinobi because of his chain attacks, you know, because he can web zip you and then pull you over. Well, he can't do that anymore, but he can pull himself over.
Yeah, that's true.
Zone C.
That was hilarious. That may be the best joke I've ever
Enemy
seen.
team is breaking.
Pirate! Where's your team, Pirate?
Yep.
Where's your team, Pirate? Oh, there they are.
Oh, now JJ wants to give us attention. Well, maybe we don't want your attention now. Pirate, your help is fine. Where are you going?
He's running away.
There it is. Come on. Oh, I guess we can appreciate that he's not participating in the gank now, but it's still kind of a little stunning.
Wait, JJ, where are you going?
We have pictures of Spider-Man. We know what you want. JJ, Shinobi's a menace to the entire city.
You lost.
During like the Shinobi rework, that was my attitude towards it. Lovey, I'm here now. How much did I miss? You missed one of the best J. Jonah Jameson jokes we've ever heard. Oh, that's interesting. Regulator. Raven, how do you think One Piece would be different if Luffy was a girl?
If Luffy was a girl, I think... On the one hand, that would be absolutely hysterical, because we're assuming that as a girl, he still has the same personality. So he'd be rude, abrasive, totally a glutton, just... That would actually be hilarious, because that would flip the whole typical female protagonist on its head, which I think would be amazingly funny. So I think that'd be great. But on the other side of that spectrum, I don't think that they would actually make that call.
Then again, Oda would be the crazy one to do it, if anyone could.
Damn it.
Break that shield.
I can't yet. He's harassing me. No point now. Let's see if I can heal up fast enough. Damn it. Well, come on. Why doesn't the bulwark stance that heals you negate bleed?
I think it's just like the bleed takes more than it gives than the bulwark.
No, that shouldn't make... That doesn't make... Some feats that if you use it, it'll negate the bleed. Like the healing one. Like I feel like the bulwark stance should do the same thing.
Needs more Orca says female Luffy and Boa Hancock would be this huge their version of Boa Hancock would be this huge muscular Ultraman acting like a schoolboy for her. Now that's comedy.
Nah, to me, nah. It would be like this. It would be like this pretty boy.
Zone A.
Like Boa Hancock as a guy would be this like pretty boy. Like think a K-pop idol.
You're
Only
probably right, but a muscular dude would be funnier.
A muscular dude would be funnier, but it would have to be a guy that would make any girl wet just looking at him. Okay, that's the thing. They got to be a guy that makes even other guys go, okay, I'd go gay for that, you know? Like, because that's the thing about Boa Hancock. Man, I did terrible that match. But that's the thing about Boa Hancock. Boa Hancock turns everyone on. Guys, girls, animals, even inanimate objects.
They said that one cat she kicked.
Fair. But keep in mind,
But
like, she can turn robots to stone, okay? She even makes metal AI hard, okay? Harder.
This wasn't in the programming, boys. Okay, oh, good question here. So if Shinobi is the Spider-Man, who would be the goddamn Batman?
Blackbriar.
I feel like you're right. That probably would be black.
Yeah. Like, are you? The only other option would be Warmonger because of that one helmet with the bat wing things.
That would have to be like.
But then again, they're all female, so that wouldn't work. I guess, yeah, Warmonger would be the... I mean, not Warmonger, Black Prior.
Either that or Lawbringer, because of, I bring justice.
No, but see, the thing is, with Batman, it's all about the night, the dark, and that's darkness.
Exception one.
Okay, I've played enough nights for now. It's time to...
It's like, wait, does that make her a furry since she attracts animals? No. That would be if she was attracted.
If she was attracted to animals, then she'd be a furry. But see, the thing is, everyone falls in love with her, regardless of gender or species. That's the point. She ate the love fruit, which means that everyone falls head over heels in love with her, except for one man. One man stands above the others, and that man is Monkey D. Luffy.
Indeed. Because, you see, he is so dumb, he cannot comprehend how dumb he actually is.
Okay, so we've got a Wulin, a Knight, and a Samurai, so I better go a Viking. Alright, Highlander, it's time to go to the Highlands!
Oh, you picked the Christmas one?
No, I picked the other one, but it's showing my Christmas. It's showing my Santa Lander.
I think you actually picked it.
No, I did not pick Santa Lander, I picked Iran. It's just showing that it's a glitch. Trust me, in a minute it'll fix itself.
Because Santa Lander's the third one, right?
No, second one.
Okay. Then
Santa Lander, second one.
Yeah, okay, then I think you got it right then. Alright. And, of course, now they're all yelling about Scotland. If Luffy was a girl, people would view Gum Gum Balloon very differently.
Oh, you're right. That would be very, very different.
Oh, gosh, can you imagine 4 kids trying to censor that?
Actually, there was a time where... See, there's Aaron.
There we go.
See, there was a time where Oda... I think he was planning on making Ace a girl, like giving Luffy a sister. And I kind of thought, I'm kind of split on that. Like, on the one hand, that'd be kind of cool because Ace already has a brother in Sabo. Wouldn't it be kind of interesting if he had a sister instead? Like,
well, to be fair, Sabo wasn't an concept yet.
Yeah, true. Okay, fair enough. But I don't know. I just thought maybe if he had a sister, that'd be kind of an interesting dynamic. Like, what would a sister be like in Luffy's life?
I think it'd probably be
but at the same time, I also understand the argument against that because remember, part of what Luffy's new motivation is because Ace died, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if he goes to Marineford to save his sister Ace, it's almost like the damsel in distress trope, and I think that would have ruined some of the brotherly feel there.
Like, problem is with like
but then again, Ace is such a badass.
Everybody and their brother gets captured. Luffy got captured on a couple of occasions.
True, but you know, you had 2 whole arcs dedicated to saving Ace, and they still couldn't do it.
Well, they almost did, and then Akainu started talking shit.
That's literally what happened, though. Akainu starts talking shit. And then Ace can't God. Like, he's just like, how dare you? I'm like,
600 languages in the world,
and you said to talk shit. This is an honorable thing? Okay, have fun. Right. Y'all have at it. I'll give y'all this honorable duel. But Shinobi, keep in mind, if you turn this on me at any point during this match, all bets are off. I'll allow you to have this.
So let's see. So favorite New Vegas companion, Rex. That's all I have to do. Okay. To be fair, One Piece has Mink, and that has caused much confusion.
Yeah, Mink is a very interesting tribe.
The Mink tribe. I feel like Oda enjoys confusing his audience.
That's the game.
Okay. Still, if Black Prior is Batman, then who would be Bane? Would be... Obviously, Bane would be Raider because he can break spines over his knee.
What? You absolute thunder! You douche! You douche! You decide to attack me from behind?
A shinobi, an assassin attacking... Wait, actually, that makes sense.
No, here's the thing. He bows to Warden like he's being all respectful. I'm dealing with another guy at the time, and he decides to attack me from behind like an absolute piece of scum. Nope. All honor's out the woods now, dude. You asked for it. You gon' get it now. You gon' get it now. All honor has gone out the woods. You are dead, Shinobi. You are dead. D-E-D, dead. And I know I misspelled it. I was intentional.
Okay, slanderous. He brings a good point. Damsel in distress would have ruined it. My guy, and his lobby exists.
Okay, you got me there. I'm not. You are right.
I love that arc too much to argue with you.
Son
Oh, hi, Ramiel. When'd you get here?
Ramiel, what's up, buddy?
I cannot get over how he looks like he's from straight out of Dark Souls.
He does look like that, genuinely. Or Elden Ring.
Just about the same thing. I mean, literally, if they, like, nothing would have changed if they called Elden Ring Dark Souls 4.
Literally.
Literally just called Rune Soul.
But yeah, okay, so I'll give Slanderous that. Eni's lobby is essentially damsel in distress trope.
Slandy's right. Slandy's right. Ravenlock, can you please tell me precisely what is the wood? I heard that in the video game SIMU, and I don't understand the whole philosophy behind it.
The Wood?
It's W-U-D-E. I'm not sure that. I might have to wreck my whole thing up.
Let's try this again, Nobushi.
Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with it.
Ha Wood! Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go back to A and take this back in the name of Scotland. I've got 5 kills, 1 death. Okay. Scotland is smiling upon me.
Yep, no, you're not. You don't have a scotch in your hand, and haggis isn't in the other. You need to work on it.
We'll make it work.
The kill game's on.
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If Slanderous, if you're still on the stream, I do want to ask you. You can say this in the chat. What has been your favorite arc of One Piece so far? For me, I still feel like Eni's Lobby is one of my favorites. I know that it's in the pre-time skip, but I love it so much. There's so much cool that goes on there. And I'm not gonna lie, Robin's backstory is one of my favorites of all the stories.
And not to mention, we get the line, "I love giraffes."
That line, I want that on a T-shirt. I want a picture of like a legit T-shirt
with that moron. I love giraffes. But it is the arc that keeps on giving.
It really is.
You captured Zone C.
Alright, let's see. Alright, hey Raven, why did fear-based religions like Mesopotamian, ancient Greek, and Egyptians largely go extinct? Was it purely Christianity or something else?
Okay, so why did a lot of old age Christianities go extinct? Well, keep an eye out for Slanderous' response. So why did all these old age Christian religions go extinct? Mostly because of the expansion of Judeo-Christian ones as well. But also because, remember how I talked about in my Lord of the Flies thing that cultures will often break down when the moral foundation is torn down? People often think, oh, well, moral foundations are always good, right? Not always, because the morals of a civilization can range on the Okay, I see what's going on here. Because moral foundations can range on the spectrum.
Another thing I'd like to add, like for a lot, like the Egyptian pantheon and the Greek pantheon, they were largely subversed by Christianity. However, there were other like cults that started to pop up. Like, gosh, there was like, I can't remember the one that like he was a god that came out of a rock. It was weird. But regardless, there was that one. There was also like Manichism that started to develop in Mesopotamia, which was kind of like a pluralistic religion. And
right.
Of course, Zoroastrian started to take root in Mesopotamia, because a lot of people found it to be a lot simpler than keeping track with all the Babylonian and Sumerian pantheons.
Right.
So there was that. But then what really nipped any semblance of them in the bud was when Islam started to sprawl out, because Islam was willing to, like, all right, we'll let you live if you're a Jew or a Christian, but if you're a polytheist, you're going to have to convert, buddy. That's how they went. So, like, Zoroastrianism barely survived, but any other pluralistic religions like that were, if they did exist, had to be practiced in secret. Alright, and Slanderous did reply, said, Marineford, easy. Also, I'm always here. I like listening to stuff while I edit videos.
Oh, sweet.
He's a working man.
Oh, you ass! Oh my god, I was gonna punish that ninja! Ah!
Ramiel, no. As a Dark Souls character, you had to roll around at least 30 times.
Yeah, that was. I do not count that as an official.
Where is
kill.
your Estus Flask, young man?
There is no Estus Flask. You need to be rolling like an idiot. The fact that you're even running is offensive.
The fact you're wearing armor is offensive.
Gosh,
Get a club and roll.
Roll. Go naked.
Pretend you're Hercules.
And also, don't carry a shield. I've heard from like certain Dark Souls players that carrying a shield means you're trash.
I think it's just in Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls 2. Okay. I use a shield in Elden Ring. I don't care.
I use it too.
Yeah, like
I find it's most effective like against mobs. Like,
yeah,
by time,
definitely.
like against the bosses though, it's like it's pure roll, baby. It's all about the roll.
Let's do it. How did he dodge that? I've never been able to dodge that.
Hulk is Warlord. No, Hulk actually I think is Shugoki.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because remember, he even does like the Shugoki little move when he like, picks him up by the leg and then pulls him over his shoulder.
Done my glass.
Don't disrespect the cool boys like Anubis and Sobek.
I didn't disrespect them.
I'm just telling you why their cults kind of died out.
Practicality is king, my friend. How am I doing, by the way?
Yep.
9 kills, 3 deaths? That's not too bad.
That's what Ramiel thinks about your Scottish independence.
Oh, is that it, Ramiel?
Oh, he's not.
You've gone and angered the Scots. That was the last mistake you ever made. God, my Scottish accent's terrible. I'm sorry, Warden. I must punish you for being alone. You survived that. I commit. Oh. Hold on. He's about it. I actually saved my Warden by hitting him. God, that is. No.
Celtic Raven art win.
There kind of is one.
I think they want more. Or Jay on the line.
You lost.
Tirsa Emperor says the Mesopotamian pantheon is wild. I've heard it described as the religion of an abused child.
That might
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of accurate.
Listening to some of their myths, it's like, whoop, that's spicy.
Let's go.
Raven, try to do a Germanic accent. If not, Lark, would you cry?
Germanic?
Germanic, it's German.
Oh, like you want me to do a German accent?
Yeah, do a German.
You lost.
So you wish for me to do the German accent? My friend, you have asked for a very difficult thing, but not an impossible thing. I must wonder, why do you wish to hear me do the German accent? See, I can only do 3 Germans. I can either do the very gay German, ja, mein Führer, or I can do the, very Nazi German.
And then, of course, the effeminate Nazi. Those are your 3 male German voices.
Oh, good dodge.
The German accent is painful. Please stop. I'm dying.
You asked!
No, Raven turned into the Major.
I actually, no joke, I did the Major's I Love War speech for my drama class when I was in high school.
You did have to edit it. You had to say vampires. You said super soldiers. Otherwise, they wouldn't have taken it.
Yeah, it had to be somewhat grounded in realism.
I remember,
yes.
I just was walking into your room, till, dinner was ready, and you were just practicing. I was like, Raven, is there something you want to tell me?
My friends, it has often been said that I like war. My friends, I like war. No, my friends, I love war.
But she doesn't have me back, so it gets awkward. I think she is seeing the Juden, that's why I'm upset.
She is seeing the Juden, that is a problem.
That's really gotta upset the neo-Nazi. Can you imagine being a neo-Nazi? You existed and you lost history's biggest war, and then Israel gets created.
Yeah,
and they're just back-to-back W's. That's gotta rub them the wrong way.
You know, that's kind of that's kind of that moment when you're playing Uno and you think you're down to your last card. Suddenly, people start throwing wilds at you over and over.
Oh no, it gets better. It's like neo-Nazis. We only lost because we were surrounded on all sides by enemies. Israel, first time.
You don't know how this goes, do you? Oh my gosh, that's exactly how it happens, too. Oh my gosh.
Okay, here's a question. Hey, Raven, what ancient warriors are Russians and Germans?
What was that?
What ancient soldiers are Russians and Germans? Well,
the Germans can trace their roots back to some knights. There were some knights, and there were Germanic pagan tribes. We talked about the Landsknecht being a influence for the warmongers, and they were mostly Germanic. And as for the Russians, you could tie the Varangian Guard back to some of the Russians. I'm losing my voice. Sounding like Jordan Peterson.
Oh, that's the
You need to go.
Canadian
You
right
need
there.
to go home and clean your room.
Or the lobsters are gonna get you. The Nazi lobsters.
The Nazi lobsters will take you down. You have no idea.
Unless you
God.
make your bed. Let it be a lesson to you. Make your bed. Otherwise, Jordan Peterson will
I'm
send
sure
you lobster.
half of the chat thinks we're insane.
And they love it.
I'm getting these messages. MB. What are you talking about? GG's.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
But let's see. As far as like, oh yeah, back to the ancient cultures thing. Like the Germans, they had a lot of tribes up there that gave the Romans quite a bit of a hard time. The Teutones, the Suebi, the Franks, they became a thing.
Yep.
The Alemanni Gauls, I can't remember.
I thought the Franks were French.
Well, they became the French.
Ah, gotcha.
Because like the Franks were an amalgamation of German tribes that sort of formed together, and then they noticed that Rome was collapsing, so they looked at Gaul and said, "Dibs."
You could argue that's kind of the way a lot of wars go down. You know, just one culture looks at another culture and says, "Dibs."
Well, they look at a collapsing empire. It's free real estate. Slowly how the Vandals got Carthage.
I don't go to Sanhu much anymore. I want to go to Sanhu.
San who?
She's right there.
Ah. Okay.
Ooh, I need something to drink. Hold on, guys. Man,
Oh, they were saying about like you sounded like the medic from TF2.
Oh, I did kind of.
Gentlemen, let's go practice medicine.
No, that's Doc.
That's the.
Oh no, yeah, that's the medic. That's right.
That's what it was like. I know you're thinking the Bosun Bunch skit, but we don't know much about the ancient Slavs, but they know about you.
I don't know much about the Slavs.
All I know is their poison arrow spam and Attila annoyed me. Okay, Pierce Everest says, listen, you got furries who are on the radical sect, then you have normal people who like pets, then you have people who are into monster girls, and society hasn't made up their mind on them yet.
Okay, so here's the thing.
It's quite a spectrum he just went over.
Yeah, that is a large spectrum. I wouldn't call people who like monster girls furries necessarily.
I wouldn't call people who like pets and stuff. Like,
well,
if you're
sexually attracted to
like
your pet,
if you're into zoophilia, get help.
But with monster girls, there's kind of this understanding that they don't exist. I mean, with furries, anyone can put on a stupid costume and call themselves a furry. For pets, they're literal animals. For monster girls, it's like they don't exist. I'm never gonna go down the street and see an actual lamia or an actual centaur.
That's just what they want you to think.
Very true. We don't know the secret plans of the underground Neo monsters.
Yes, you see, the Area 51 raid, it was totally real. That's where they were keeping them all. And you sheeple were just too blind to see.
Now our monster waifus are wandering the world looking for husbandos.
Yep. And now, it is at this time we ask you to please fake up.
And if you were hard hearing that, seek help.
No, but if you like werewolves, then you're a furry. Hold on, I need to go back in time and just bust the news to half the girls at my middle school.
Yeah, because during the Twilight phase, there were all these girls who were just like nuts over Jake. Although I will say this: after actually reading Twilight, I gotta say the only guy who was worth any amount of time, from my way of thinking, was
the dad.
I meant in terms of a relationship, but yeah, okay, the dad.
None of those kids were mature enough to be in anything resembling a relationship. Because I remember one guy saying, the only way to redeem that series at all is to get rid of all the kids and just make it a paranormal investigation show. And I'm going, you're right, that is the only way to fix it.
Execute, don't let them kill me! Yes!
The United Conglomerate says, I'm not a furry and I love werewolves. Platonically, though, right?
Platonically, not sexually, right?
Platonically.
Right? Or maybe maybe okay, you know what? We'll go halfway here. You like them in their human form more than their animal form, right? Right?
It's like what I say sack right now. You know, I'm starting to miss the old Night Minions.
I am too.
I miss their helmets more than anything else, because I like the chainmail coif and the helmet they had. That was really cool. Okay, he says platonically, we're good.
Alright, then we're safe.
The council has deemed you worthy to live.
Exclusive club right there.
We're not familiar with Morbius, sorry.
All I know is it's like some kind of discount Spider-Man thing.
Okay. Yeah, oh, Zachary Johnson, the History Channel is listening. Don't give them any more ideas. Oh, gosh.
Oh, no.
Like the Atlantean and ancient aliens. I actually got, I sometimes have, YouTube playing in, while I'm, going to work. I just listen. I don't actually watch it because, safe driving practice for children. But then an ad came on and it started talking about, how everything ties back to Atlantis. And I'm just sitting there with an actual Hysteria going, degree going, just like, oh, this hurts to listen to.
How does the History Channel screw up history so hard?
Because they go for what gets them views. That's why Ancient Aliens is so popular. Oh, you played yourself. Oh, say Raven, have you ever considered playing War Thunder? I'm gonna go ahead and answer that.
I didn't even mean to kill that Shinobi, but I'll take the what? I'll take the W.
He's like, oh, that's not me. You're just a clumsy clock. It's kind of like when you're fighting somebody and you're a legend and you hit them, but then it looks like they take 2 steps back and then trip off, and you're like, that's not on me. You trip.
Warlord, hold on, buddy.
Ooh. A person's getting into the tough questions here. Hey, Raven and Lark, would you consider the Egyptians the first furries? Because when you look at how Sobek and Anubis and how Horus, it's kind of hard not to see.
Well, you know, I don't think they were sexually attracted to them, though. See, that's the thing. I feel like being a furry is all that the sexual attraction to anthropomorphic animal. Look, here's the thing. I think the best way to tell if you're a furry is this. If you can watch a movie like Robin Hood, the Disney's version of Robin Hood, you know, with the fox and all that stuff, and you can look at it and say, that's a cute kid's movie, you're cool. That's fine. If you look at Maid Marian and that gives you your first experience as a true man, it's time for you to accept the obvious.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're right. Same goes for Zootopia.
Yeah, I've seen some art for Zootopia that...
you see that and you go, we never should have given you the internet. But, yeah, it's kind of hard to say, because some, I'm not going to argue, no, like Horus, I don't see anything going on, but Sekhmet, I'm afraid some of these people might go for that. I'm not sure. Doctor Calibrations, we need to get Elon Musk to genetically create cat girls, lamias, and arachnids. Our memes don't have to be dreams. Out of all of the people that have resources, I could see like Elon Musk doing like an.
Elon Musk wouldn't even do it to help society. He'd just do it to see if he could.
And he's just like, I'm gonna make an army of anime cat girls with flamethrowers. And honestly,
why? Because I can.
I want him to go on Joe Rogan and pitch that to him while Joe Rogan's getting high on DMT.
Joe Rogan, pitch it to someone like Alex Jones.
No, Alex Jones would be the one person trying to stop them. The Illuminati warned me about this. We have to get it. They're turning the cat girls gay. I don't know what accent I was going for. That was not an Alex Jones.
That was not Alex Jones. I don't know what that was, but that was not Alex Jones.
It was, I don't know. I'm getting my voices confused.
Oh man, I'm really losing my voice. I can't even do my Kermit voice. I'm trying to go for my Kermit the Frog here.
Careful, you might turn back into Peterson.
I know, Peterson is a Kermit the Frog character.
Zootopia is a good kids movie, but people mess it up with the art. It's kind of like the Sonic fandom.
Yeah.
Because when you look at that, it's like, oh, that's a nice kid's game. It seems like it's okay. Then you Google Sonic online, and then you go, time to just burn my eyes out.
It's kind of like Sly Cooper, if you've ever played Sly Cooper. Fun game. Loved it. I never once thought about the attractiveness of Carmelita Fox.
It's just kind of like, now, see, internet, why would you do this? In the future, we will have the power of God. We'll see some monster girls mingle, go first cat girls, then lamias, then maybe, just maybe, Shotgun.
Then just maybe Shotgun.
Oh, making me feel old.
No, what about, I know that there are some men out there who get sexually aroused by the idea of a female, Cthulhu.
That's what the Shotgun was going to go for. Oh, female Cthulhu. It's like, you can't comprehend an incomprehensible girlfriend. Are you a country accent?
I can do a country accent.
I mean, he himself is a person. He occasionally has a country accent, but,
Yeah, I'm a country accent attached to a pair of legs.
We tricked you the whole time.
You captured Zone C.
Female Cthulhu, that is why that's when Sucker for Love exists. Yes. I don't want to know what that is. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. I don't want to know what that is. You know what? Forget it happened.
Fabian says, wait, is there a furry here in the chat? I'm the furry slayer. You must do your duty, David.
Enemy team is breaking.
A good soldier follows orders.
Listen, Cthulhu is pretty thick, so... Honestly, can you imagine, like,
Well,
Lovecraft would probably...
hippos are pretty thick. You don't see me climbing into the Nile
There's
River.
some guy, I'm sure.
There is a guy. I guarantee.
Someday, I guarantee you, we are going to, like, read a tabloid. It's like, man goes to the Nile looking for something he shouldn't have, and he found out hippos are mean.
The sad thing is, 2 years ago I would have called you crazy. Now I think that could actually happen.
Yep, it's crazy.
How did I do? Second place, nice. I didn't do too bad that time. What's that time again? Oh, we're good. We're good on time.
Isengard says, you know what I'd like to exchange for cat girls? Consoles that have stable server connections that don't have major lag spikes every 5 minutes. Isengard talking about
the real issues right there. I mean, cat girls are one thing, but, you know, can they really give you good, solid 60 FPS frames? That's the hard choice there.
Indeed. Both of you getting sloshed there. Don't go for hippos. You never ever go for hippos. If you know anything about them, you just don't.
You never even touch that. You never even touch that.
Don't even mess with the kids. Kids will mess you.
The kids will mess you up. Even crocodiles know better.
Yeah, literally, like, the Nile crocodile will let the kids just abuse them because they know if I try and do anything, the mom's gonna kill me.
Yeah, and that's the thing you want to look out for right there.
Look, literally, an apex predator for literally billions of years
knows better than to mess with a hippo.
Yep. We know Springtrap. We know you're good. We know you were just a serial killer stuffed in an animatronic suit. Actually, is that worse? I feel like
And that might be worse.
Wow.
Might be worse.
Raven and Lark, would you both like some holy water to cleanse your eyes of Rule 34? Yes, straight from the River Jordan if you don't mind.
We only take our holy water from the Jordan River. Thank you.
Isn't that still like the Catholic policy?
I don't know. I haven't gone to Samurai yet tonight. Let's go to Samurai.
Lark, what if the crocodile is Gustav? Gustav still has a survival instinct, man.
I think I want to go... I did enough Orochi. I'm done with Orochi. Oh, and man, they got a Samurai and Viking. Now I gotta go a Knight. I gotta keep the balance. Yeah, I have not gone Griffin in a while. Let's go Griffin. My boy Griffin. I haven't done you in a while. I know people are going to say, oh, you're trash playing Griffin. He's there for a reason. And besides, the title of the stream is The Epitome of Trash. I will be trash.
Alright, Peter, sorry, he's never really played, like, War Thunder or World of Tanks or anything along that line. They're asking if you would ever consider playing War Thunder down the line.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, keep in mind, when he says he likes armored combat, he's talking about knights, not tanks.
Yeah, I'm not... It's weird, right? I'm not as into modern warfare as I am into medieval warfare.
Yep, and, thing is, like, I've tried playing stuff like World of Tanks before. I am just not good at it.
I mean, if you like it. Sabaton made a pretty cool song dedicated to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Raven and Lark. Ooh, this gets into the realm of philosophy. What is the difference between justice and revenge?
What, justice and revenge. Okay. I'm going to get a little bit... I'm going to try my best to answer this as best as I can. Justice is seeking an equal outcome. Revenge is seeking blood for personal blood. And here's what I mean by that. Justice is the idea that... I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. I think justice is more of a noble and altruistic goal, saying this happened, therefore this must be done. This person robbed from you, therefore we must bring them to justice. Therefore they must be punished for their crimes. Revenge is where someone wronged you personally, and you are personally seeking to do them wrong in return. And I think that that's the ultimate difference. Justice is seeking an equal outcome or consequence for the wrong someone did. Revenge is a personal motivation to get your own brand of justice. I think revenge and justice can both be treated in a similar way. Revenge, I think, is more personal. Revenge is, I was wronged, therefore I will wrong you. Justice is, this person did wrong, I want to make sure he is made to face punishment for it. That would be my response to that. When Dark Knight says, when the Dark Knight or when Batman says, I am justice, he's also vengeance. So, he kind of plays with both.
Also an orphan. Actually, that's why nobody can get Batman, because they get canceled. What are you doing, beating up on an orphan? Perfect. Cool. Okay, let's see. Ooh, this is... Tobias says, I commented this about your most recent video. You might not have seen it, but I was wondering, as someone who has had a struggle with depression for a long time, do you have any tips or things that have helped you?
My faith has always been a large part of what helps me. So I don't know what your relationship with God is. I would say surround yourself with people who care. I think, here's the thing about depression, and I know that we were having a lot of fun and goofing off and laughing about Monster Girls and stuff like that earlier, but if I can get serious for a moment. Here's the struggle with depression. For those of you who've never had depression, let me try to explain what that essentially is. My dad used to think that depression was just someone being sad, and he's not wrong, but that's not the full story. Depression is basically, you wake up in the morning, and you feel tired anyway. And the whole day you feel tired. You feel like you have no energy. You feel like the world is a little more dim. And you want so badly to feel happy. You surround yourselves with other people. You go and do your normal routine, but it all just feels like it wears you down. You don't feel like it enriches you like it used to. You feel trapped in your own lifestyle. You feel trapped in your own day-to-day activity. You're filled with negative thoughts. Like, you don't feel like there's anything good to look forward to or anything good to enjoy. And even though you try hard to be happy, you try hard to, find joy in other things, it's like your brain won't let you. It's like your brain won't listen to your heart. You're just saying, how can I be happy? There's so much negative in my life. There's so much bad going on. I can't be happy. It's not a choice you make. It's like your body won't let you. And it progressively gets worse the more you ignore it or try to find a way around it. It's one of those things. Yeah, roll away. But anyway. So what I do to help myself, I went to therapy for a little while, which helped me get diagnosed. But the other thing I did was I surrounded myself with people who cared. I listened to people talk to me. I really listened. Okay, I didn't just let it go in one ear and out the other, or just say, you don't understand. Because part of it is us, okay? Even though I say that it's not a choice we make, our attitude and our willingness to get help does come down partially to us. We have to make the choice to say, you know what? My life is difficult right now, but I'm not going to let that conquer me. I'm going to listen to what other people have to say. I'm going to let other people talk to me. I'm going to hear what they have to say. I'm going to take their advice. I'm going to take all that and try my hardest to find a way out of this based on what they tell me. Dang it, almost had him. Anyway, I genuinely let other people in. I had to let my brother in more. I had to let my church in more. I had to really talk to people, listen to people, and by associating with other people, it helped keep me sane. I also listened to music a lot, really uplifting music, music that helped me feel like there were things to look forward to. I lost myself in writing. I didn't play a lot of multiplayer games for a while because the toxicity only made things worse. I played story-based games where I was enjoying the story more than anything. Hold on. Gotcha. Got him. Down it, boys. Yeah. Anyway. And a lot of it also comes down to just, recognizing that what you're going through is real. I think one of the biggest problems that I had when I was going through depression from the start is I didn't want to believe it was depression. I had to accept, this is something I'm struggling with. This is a real issue that I'm having to face, and I need to accept that. And once I accepted that I was dealing with a real issue that I had to confront, it became a lot easier to manage. It's not a easy thing to admit to. Because you don't want to admit that you're weak, right? You don't want to admit, gosh, I'm broken and I need help. But it's not a matter of you being broken. That's something I've also had to tell myself. It's not a matter of you being broken. You need to accept that you need help.
Along those lines, if I might add, because he further commented, he said that he's not really religious. He doesn't hate religious people or anything like that. He just had a bad experience in Catholic school, which I've heard similar stories of that, so no judgments there. But he does say that he's surrounded by love and support, which is good.
Good. That's a good start.
That is a good start. And make sure it's good to have love and support from family too, but it's also good to get support from outside the family, friends in particular, particularly if they're close to your age or have shared interests with you and sort. Because I've never been diagnosed with depression like Raven has, but I went through a rough patch when I first started my career, when I first moved down to my part of the state. My whole life was I get up, I went to work, and I went back home. I had no one to really talk to. And it was kind of hard talking to just family, because there's only so much you open up to and talk to when it comes to talking to your family. There's sort of just you want to almost put a facade on them so they don't worry as much. But finding a good, what saved me was I found friends through my church. I found a church that they had a young adults group that immediately took the head guy who I'm friends with now, he immediately took an interest in me. The first time we met, he spent an hour talking with me, and he would actually check in on me. Once the pandemic started, he would check on me at least once a week, if not more, to try and make sure that I was doing okay. And he would just do that with everybody because he wanted to make sure if you got a problem, you listen. You need to find yourself a good support group outside of your family. Not that having family isn't helpful. It absolutely is. It is. But a lot of times we trick ourselves the only reason they care is because we're family, we're blood related, that's the only reason they care. And that we know that's not true, but part of our mind likes to tell us that. So it's good to have outside connections that you can go to and fall back on, because another thing that also helps out is helping out those friends. Because you start to gain a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction that not only are they helping you, you are returning the favor, you're helping them. You're living a more fulfilling life.
Right.
Also, just taking care of yourself really does wonders. Getting out there and exercising, working out is a little bit better, because I can tell you there's several times I've woken up and looked in the mirror and said wow, I have nothing to live for.
Yeah.
So I started working out a little bit more, and still not much to look at, but it's better. And so the progress help is a huge motivational boost.
Might want to go ahead and start our breaches for tonight.
Yeah, I hope that helps.
Yeah, that was a little deeper than I expected we'd go tonight.
And I know that you said you're not really religious, but hold on, we got a bot in the chat. I need to
deal with that.
remove.
Is it one of the? I wonder if the person who keeps sending those bots every stream is someone who knows me.
You think it's someone from the old Discord?
No, I just think it's a bot.
Well, it seems like it's the same one every time.
It's a mess. But Tobias, you may not be religious, but I hope you will accept us letting us pray for you. We would like to pray for you, and if you don't mind, I'd like to bring it up with my small group as well, so we can pray for you as well.
Yeah, we'll definitely pray for you. Absolutely.
Yeah. But speaking of on the lines of prayer, there was a question if they said, Raven, if you don't mind asking, what denomination are you?
We're Southern Baptist Christian. Here's the thing about denominations. Denominations have so many different contexts and ideals nowadays. This denomination obviously thinks this denomination obviously thinks that. It's not necessarily true. I think each individual church is a little unique. Our church, I think, if I recall, our original church, Riverland Hills Baptist, I don't think it's a problem saying that was our original church. Riverland Hills Baptist, which is still, I consider, very much the church that we grew up in. Its primary goal was to say Jesus first, not us but him, and we put the word of the God as literal and direct and fundamental. There are lots of Christian denominations out there and Christians out there who say, I like this aspect of the Bible, I don't like this aspect of the Bible, so I'm going to take this aspect of the Bible that I like and hold this up as truth, but this other part, I'm going to let that fall by the wayside. In our church, we said, no. If the Bible says it, then it is true. Now, of course, we need to take some of what it says into context. Like, I think that anyone could pick apart any verse of the Bible and say, hey, look at this verse. Doesn't this mean X? And my response to that is, let's look at it in full context of what it means. That's why you have study Bibles that have context and historical and theological reference points, I think that there's a lot that needs to go into that kind of discussion. But yes, we are Southern Baptist, part of the Southern Baptist Convention since, we were 12?
We've been part of the Southern Baptist Convention for longer. It's now, so the church we are affiliated with is technically non-denominational, but...
They're technically non-denominational. They're Baptist and...
Let me tell you, if you see something that's a church that says non-denominational in the South, that is an undercover Southern Baptist church. I'm going to be 100% with you. And
yeah.
More on top of that, Tobias responded, he said, I'd first like to say thank you, and I may forget everything you say and not do any of your recommendations, but it really helps just to talk. Thanks a ton for giving me your time. It really means a lot.
Well, talking sometimes is genuinely the best thing you can do for a person.
Yeah, it is. Because one thing is, particularly with guys that I've noticed is we sort of get this mentality, just just sort of bottle up. Not because we want to, it's because we get the impression we don't want to bother other people, or we just get into something hey, nobody else really cares, and so we don't want to be a burden.
Yeah.
It's people that care about you want to talk to you. They do.
And I don't mind, just letting you talk to us. I don't mind. At first, I was scared to talk about my depression. I am now more open to it, and I think that that's a good sign. It means that I'm not as scared of it, so that helps.
And also, Tobias...
Oh my gosh, I'm on a match with a guy named Raven J.
Hey.
There's only room for one Raven, okay, man?
If he's cool, we can let him stay.
All right.
But, Tobias, and also, if you don't mind me saying, I like your little lion, emblem that you have.
Yeah, thank you.
I like it. It's cool. Now, anyway... Raven, do you prefer the original Latin Bible or the revision that the English made via Henry VIII? Well, the original,
I actually have a Korean Bible.
it depends. I have a study Bible, so I typically use that. I don't read Latin, at least not very well. I can pick out a few key phrases, but I'm no scholar. And the Bible was not originally written in Latin. The original parts were written. The Old Testament was originally written in Hebrew. The New Testament was originally written in Greek. So I hate that to my Catholic friends, but really the Orthodox have that over us. But honestly, I think that the person asked me, asked our pastor, it's which version of the Bible is the best? And which one do you recommend? And he says, the one you'll read.
Yeah.
So if you can read Latin and you want to get your information through a Latin Bible, by all means use the Latin Bible. If you want to use a Greek one, you use a Greek one. If you want to read a Hebrew, Aramaic, Arabic, then by all means, use that one. If you want to read NIV, NLT, ESV, King James,
ABC, CEF,
Rick James, actually maybe not the Rick James version, but then you do you, as long as that's the one you're reading. That would be the advice. Tobias Lion Hog. Exactly. Actually, fun story about lions. We were visiting.
Oh no.
No, I have to tell it. We were visiting our local zoo. For those who don't know, in Columbia, South Carolina, there's a place called Riverbank Zoo, and they have a lions exhibit. And we were just sort of chilling out. And we were watching the lions, and it's nice they were moving around because normally they're typically pretty sedentary. They sort of just chill and cool out in the shade. However, they were getting frisky that day, and then suddenly, in a bunch of a front of kids, the Discovery Channel happened.
Yeah, the male just mounts the female, and they just start going at it right there.
And we're like, oh, dear Lord.
Oh, my gosh. And parents quickly tried to pull their kids away.
But Mommy, what's that? And we were like, it's the circle of life.
And it moves us all.
Thank you. We've been demonetized, I'm sure. And then what's best about that, 6 months later... not 6 months later, but it was about...
It wasn't that long later.
No, actually, no, it was longer than that, because it was about a year later. We show up, and we see the cubs.
Yeah, the cubs were wandering around the exhibit playing with each other.
Yep.
So we saw how they were made.
And it was funny because we actually got to talk to the guy like who photographs them and actually like gets them to the exhibit and gets close. And he explained he actually got the perfect photograph and he showed us because like the lion cubs were trying to play with their dad, and so they would pretend they would try and bite the tail, and the lion and the male lion would basically pretend like he was like, oh, you got me. So basically, apparently, lions know how to be good dads. That was news to me. It was fun.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Let's see. Where were
we? It's the circle of life.
Yep. Orthodox is unbiased. I think they're biased against the Orthodox. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Hey Raven, what's the darkest character you've written?
The darkest character I've written. Oh, he's one of those evil characters I've written. I mean, I guess when you say dark, do you mean as in their backstory is really rough, or their actions are really questionable?
Morrigan had the darkest skin tone, I think.
Morrigan was one of my black characters, if that's what you mean.
He was cool.
He was cool. I liked Morrigan. I just
went from being a bad guy to a lovable teacher. You gotta love it.
Yeah, I wish I was able to do more with his character, honestly, but he kind of took a back seat. It wasn't really a back seat. I don't want to say
we can revisit it now.
Yeah, we could follow his journey.
But I was probably thinking like more grimdark than anything else.
Most grimdark.
Really haven't dabbled in grimdark near as much.
Really not. I mean, I guess Oichi Taiga would be.
Actually, that's probably an Oichi Taiga, considering that she is basically a monster.
Oichi Taiga would probably be my darkest character because she is a Yakuza/Mafia crime woman.
She also is guilty of arson, so...
And then there's hold on. What about, God, I haven't worked on this story in forever, but, Erin Yen from Nighthawk. Remember her?
Yeah.
Erin Yen. You don't remember her, do you? Be honest.
And wasn't that the one like the Falcon?
No, Erin Yen. She was from my story Nighthawk.
Oh, Nighthawk. Yeah, like she was with like the special.
Yeah, she was a special forces experiment, designed with the purpose of being the ultimate soldier and all that kind of stuff. She was designed to weed out a terrorist cell. But in order to do it, she had to fake her own death, and I wrote this whole chapter of how she snuck out of the facility that she was in and went to go re-see her family, but snuck in while they were all asleep and couldn't bring herself to wake them up. That was a little hard to write, I ain't gonna lie to you.
I got my sacraments for Catholicism back in 2018, and a Protestant lady came up to me and told me I was going to hell for being Catholic. I think you censored that, but I give it. Yeah, I've heard a lot of funny stories like that.
Yeah.
It's funny how the denomination, like, I have met so many Catholics and Orthodox that are just some of the sweetest people you will ever meet, and they really don't hold it against you. And I've also met, like, every single denomination I've met somebody from there that are just like, have you been reading the same Bible? Like, cause I don't think Jesus wants you to act like that. It's very interesting, particularly, like, I've met a lot of I-Catholics. I distinguish them from being regular Catholics by calling them I-Catholics because, like, they act like the 30 Years' War is still going on. And they are just a special people. They're actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
Raven, you can answer that question too, Mark. What lightsaber style would you use or would you create your own?
I'd create my own, definitely. One that combines, like, force usage with basic saber skills, because to me it's like, if you're a Jedi or a Sith, you know, focus on your force skills and mix them into your fighting style. Don't just focus on saber skills. Mix the two.
I think I like Mace Windu style the best.
Mace Windu. Oh, Vapad, I believe it's
called. I think it's called. Hey Raven and Lark, as a Lutheran Christian, I have been wondering something. Do you believe that because God is the true master of the universe, that other religions are invalid or at least untrue?
Yes.
We're not pluralists. We believe Christianity is the...
We believe it's the one true faith. We respect people who believe in other things.
Or choose not to believe.
I don't judge them for it. I don't yell at them, you're going to hell. That's not my goal. That's not the way to reach anyone. But, being honest, we don't believe in the validity of other beliefs.
I mean, because the thing is, we also don't want to yell like, you're going to hell, because
Yeah.
at what point has anyone run up to you and said, like, you're going to hell, said, oh, well, now I just want to tell me more?
Yeah, anyone who holds the revelation card when trying to reach people is like, you're damned to hell if you don't believe. I'm like, that's never saved anyone. No one has ever come to Christ through that line of thinking. Never. I guarantee it's never worked.
They might be concerned about like their eternal life. It's like, I have questions, but no one has like been doing something that someone runs up and says, like, that will get you sent to hell. And
I hate to say it, bro, but we may need to be careful talking about our faith this much, because judging by the video I released this morning, we lost subscribers because of our video this morning.
I don't think it's bad, because we're generally discussing what we believe. We're not bashing what other people.
Yeah, but I talked about what I believe this morning, and I wasn't bashing anyone.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think that. I think we're
Okay.
Oh, Mal says, is your Nighthawk story the one where you added so many ideas that it got to the point where you could no longer write the story anymore?
Yeah, that kind of sums it up pretty well. Nighthawk is with this idea that there was this girl, right? Her family were immigrants from China. She was going to college, excited to start this new life away from the Chinese communist government, all that kind of stuff. She had a little brother who was just starting middle school, and she was just starting college, kind of a start of a new chapter for all of them. She gets caught in a terrorist attack, a car bombing near the college, and her body was basically wrecked, but her mind was still intact. They rebuilt her body almost RoboCop style, but more like think an android, almost like Android 18 from Dragon Ball Z. Like, she looks human enough, but beneath it is all biomechanics, like enhancing her strength, speed, agility, all that fun stuff. The typical things that you would expect. She can memorize anything now, perfect photographic memory. She can speak multiple languages. She's basically the bionic man, all that kind of stuff. The problem is, though, the experiment used to make her this way is highly illegal, highly impractical, and dangerous, and a closely kept secret. They need to keep the illusion that she's dead, which means she can't make any contact with her family or friends or anyone who knew her. But all the while, they're training her to go after terrorists that did this, almost like what the white mask terrorists do in Rainbow Six Siege, until they abandon that storyline. And she hates doing it. She hates being a super soldier because it took her away from the life she wanted. She hates that she's being forced to do this because she never asked for it. She never consented, which is part of the reason they're forcing her to keep it hidden, because if it got out that the government had a program that did this, that'd be highly illegal. And they could very much be held liable for it. So it's sort of the story of her trying to reclaim what's hers, reclaim her life, come out of the shadows while still fighting. Because part of it is, the only reason she hasn't up and run out is because she kind of wants back at the terrorists who did it to her. Because it's partially their fault too. And so it's kind of following that story. But it's also following the story of, because what happens eventually is she gets framed for being one of the terrorists or being in league with them. So she ends up going on the lam, and she's having to run from both the law, the terrorists, and all this other stuff. And so it turned into this really long story. And I had so many ideas and so many directions I wanted to take it that eventually it just bogged me down, and I had to put it aside and say, you know what, this was a cool idea, but I don't think I can finish it. At least not right now.
Alright, let's see. Did I miss any?
How many viewers we got right now?
We got 52.
Oh, we've been kind of steady, haven't we?
Yeah, pretty much.
Around the 50s range. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's see. Hey Raven, what are your thoughts about Hellboy and would he fit into Christianity?
No.
I mean, because here's the thing about that.
No.
The concept of Hellboy being a demon child that sort of grew up, it's not like believe that demons procreate like people do. It's kind of like the concept like they're fallen angels or they're fallen beings, not that they procreate in a way that would be make semblance to humans.
I did a whole video talking about demons of the different cultures, knights, samurai, and Vikings. Go check that out to hear all I have to say about demons. Hellboy would not be a biblically accurate demon.
Let's see. So did you two grow up Catholic, or did you convert later in life as adults? Do you believe that people should be brought up in the faith, or do you prefer people to choose willingly?
We were raised Baptist. We were never Catholic. We are not Catholic. We were raised Southern Baptist in a Christian home. Here's the thing. I don't think that there's anything wrong with being raised in a Christian household. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel blessed for it. We were very fortunate that we were raised in a strong Christian household. But I also think that it's important that people have a spiritual awakening, which I think comes separate from being raised in a Christian household.
Yeah,
because here's the thing. You can be raised in a Christian household and never accept God. Because you never open yourself to that. Me and Lark opened ourselves to it. Some people are raised in a Christian household and never accept God. And then you've got people who are raised in a very non-Christian household and they get opened up to God because of an event that happened to them or someone that they knew or something along those lines. I think that's totally valid. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think that both have their merits. In fact, there was a time where I was kind of scared that I wasn't really saved because I could hear these people who talk about their real coming to God experiences where they were living in drugs or sex or some kind of sinful lifestyle where they just totally did everything against God and then suddenly were exposed to God and had their whole life turned around. And I'm like, I never had anything like that. Maybe I'm not truly saved since I didn't have that experience. And my pastor had to explain to me, I think this was back when Dr. Carney was still our pastor, he said, people have experiences like that because they've never been exposed to Christ the way you were. You have been exposed, so you've had that forever, so you don't notice it the way they noticed it. What they have is a true awakening. You are awakened to people who could ease you into it. They had it thrust upon them. Neither is better than the other. Both are being awakened to the Lord. And so I used to be upset about that. Now it's just one of those things that I'm very used to. But I don't think there's anything wrong with either scenario.
All right, let's see. Fabian says, fun fact, when I got my confirmation for Catholicism, you have to pick a saint name. My Catholic saint name is Saint Gregory the Great. That's an awesome name.
That is a pretty good name right there, I'm not going to lie.
Saint Gregory.
Saint Gregory! That's pretty good.
Can we call you Greg?
I'm going to call myself Saint Corvus Corax. So, no, Saint Corvus Coraxicus.
Yeah.
Mark the Third, Esquire. Because you can't stop me.
Yeah, I love you. Yeah, that's sometimes how it works. It says, I can agree with the observation about lack of interest in God. My mother and her family is Christian Scientists. I think that's actually a denomination. And all my siblings are atheists or agnostics with a disdain for Christianity.
Well, I think that one of the big problems is when you grow up in a Christian household, you become very skeptical of Christianity because you want to rebel against your family. When you're a teenager, you start to hate your family and you want to rebel against their authority. You want to rebel. You want to do things your own way. And if you grew up in a Christian household, that means you're probably going to want to rebel against what they believe.
Yep, and it also depends on how well we were blessed that both of our parents were very knowledgeable when it came to so when we had questions, we had somebody with immediate access that could answer. Others like if you were raised in with a family that's pretty much Easter Sunday Christians, they're not going to be able to answer as many questions, and they're not going to see the importance as someone's. But then even then, if you push them too hard in the direction of saying like, no, you have to go to church, you have to go to this, because if you don't give them a little bit of space and let them actually make the choice on their own, they're going to resent you for making them go.
Right. That's why I say I never force anyone to become Christian. And people say, doesn't that make you a bad Christian because you're supposed to convert people? Yes, we want to bring people to Christ, but you can't force that. It's a decision they have to make. It's kind of like I can't make anyone love going to school. I think you should go to school for the experience. I think you should go to school for the education. I think there's a lot good that can come from school, and not just in the education, but also because it exposes you to a social life. It teaches you social hierarchy and how to deal with bullies, how to deal with working in groups, how to deal with working together, how to deal with an early job market, how to deal with dealing with grades. So that's kind of like an early form of what's the word I'm looking for? Meritocracy. You're basically paid based on your merits, and in this case it's grades. So I think there's a lot of benefit to going to school, but I can't make anyone like going to school. I can't convince anybody, oh yeah, you should totally enjoy going to school. And the same thing here. I think you should open your mind to Christ. I think you should consider what Christ has to teach, but I can't make you drink that water. I can lead the horse to the trough. I can't make it drink. That's the choice the horse has to make, and that's what I say here. I will never disrespect you for saying, you know what, Christianity isn't for me. I will never disrespect you. I'll never argue with you. I'll never yell at you. I'll never think less of you. I will always say, all right, that's fine. I accept that. I respect it too. But don't look at me and say, oh, what you believe is total bullshit, when you haven't even given it a chance and you're only judging it based on sins of the past, based on individuals. If I judged all groups of people based on the actions of the individual within those groups, no group could ever be considered altruistic. No group could ever be considered good, because every group has at least a few bad seeds in it or a few bad moments in their history, you know? That's the thing. If you look at Christianity and say, oh, Christianity's evil because of the witch hunts, the slave trade, the Crusades, my response to you would be, what's going on now with Christianity? Like, you know, like, why?
I think the big thing
No,
is,
go ahead, yeah.
You need to judge, like, the faith system based off of the teaches, because well, I remember watching this sort of little series with my young adult group, and it was this pastor in New York, and he brought together a bunch of non-Christians, atheists. There was a Shinto Buddhist in there, and agnostic, and they brought up like the most common objections to Christianity and asked what their opinions on it, why they thought that went, something. And one of them was the idea, like, what do you think about, like, do you hold it against Christianity? For like that, often so many times Christians are hypocrites, and I was surprised that like most of the atheists and agnostics says, well, no, I don't hold it against them because they're humans. They're gonna like no one can make a standard and perfectly live up to it. That's particularly such a high and lofty standard that most religions typically hold up to. And so, like, I think there is an understanding amongst people, particularly in the West, that they get the idea that they have to sort of like judge. At least on an intellectual level, they have to judge the philosophy and the theology based on what it says and what it asks, rather than what people are knowing. Because you have to say, like, was what they were doing, like, take a look at, like, say, the witch hunt. Is that what Jesus told us to do, or is that a completely separate incident?
Right, it's kind of like this thing where you have to ask yourself, like, here's the thing, anyone can claim that they're one thing, but never live to the ideals that they claim to represent. Like, for example, I could claim to be a Muslim and do horrible things, but that go completely contrary to what Muslims teach. And does that make me a real Muslim? I think what makes you a real Christian or Muslim or Jew or whatever is not based on whether or not you call yourself that when you do bad things. It's whether or not the things you do reflect what your own ideals are supposed to be. There are plenty of people who call themselves Christians who I don't think are Christians. There are plenty of people who call themselves Christians who I don't think live according to the Bible, and I would ask them to seriously reevaluate their salvation. That's just me. This got into a much more religious night than I thought it would.
Speaking of which, hey Raven, if someone wanting to date Christians, when it comes to you and ask for your advice, how would you stereotype each denomination? Like Catholics, Methodists, Protestants, and Mormons.
I don't know enough about the different denominations individually to give you that. Lord probably could, but I'm not sure if we want to do that right now.
I feel like Babylon B. This should something that Babylon B should handle. Well, let's see.
Can we go back to making fun of furries? I feel like
all I'll say is for Mormons, you just got to knock on their door. And they're too polite to get on me for it. That's the beautiful part.
For the Amish, you can't call them or text them. You gotta send carrier pigeon.
Yeah, you gotta give them the old letter treatment. It was actually weird. One time when I was still working as a server back in Myrtle Beach, they weren't Amish, they were Mennonites, which is close enough, and they were actually in Myrtle Beach for a wedding conference, and they came and stopped by and they ate at the restaurant I was working at, and they were some of the nicest people I ever met, but they dressed like they were Amish. And it was crazy, because then at the end of the night, the guy, he paid with a credit card. And I was like, wait, this seems wrong somehow.
Like, you're Amish, why are you paying with credit card?
Apparently the Mennonites and Amish, they're allowed to use technology as long as it does not get in the way of having a hard-working life. So, like, I guess they can still be plowing the fields and listening to their iPod just as long as they're still plowing those fields the old fashioned way.
Yeah, there you go.
I respect that.
Guess that's the way it goes.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever think it's strange that Christians eat the flesh of some guy and then drink his blood? No disrespecting, just asking. You didn't think it was disrespectful.
No, it's not disrespectful. I don't think it's strange. It's meant as a metaphor. Jesus is saying, take of my flesh and drink of my blood. It's the idea of my body My body is broken for you. Take of my body. My blood has been spilled for you. Drink of my blood, and you will have salvation. It's the idea. It's a metaphor. It's the idea of my body and my blood will be used to give you salvation. Take of them.
Yeah, there's 3 main theories on how Lord's Supper is supposed to be taken. Catholics and Orthodox generally take it as something known as transubstantiation.
Yeah.
Meaning when like an actual ordained priest handles it, the bread and wine actually become the body and blood of Christ. A lot of Protestant denominations don't fall on that, so there's typically 2 other ways that they look at it. That it remains bread and wine, but the spirit is still in there. And then there's a third interpretation, typically with me and Raven fall more into, that they're important symbols that help us like understand what God went through and help and serve as a present reminder. And I've had that debate before with other believers, and it's interesting. And at the end of the day, I really don't think that's an important step to salvation. Like,
I think the Lord's Supper is more of a ceremony we take to remind ourselves of the sacrifice Jesus made, rather than it being a literal drink of my blood. I don't actually subscribe to that one.
All right.
This is the way we're playing, huh, boys?
Let's see.
All right.
Fabian says if you want to date a Catholic girl, you just need to get a rosary and a lot of candles, statues, and place it around her. Hold on, let me just take a few notes there, Fabian, just for future reference.
How would Mom feel about us dating a Catholic, bro?
It's actually funny. I didn't talk with Mom about it. I talked with Dad actually. Because I talked with Dad and he said I'm cool with you dating another cross like Methodist, Presbyterian, even if they believe in the whole predestination thing, Lutheran, Anglican. They said I'm cool with all that. I said, what about Catholic? And he said you can convert them, right? And I just said, because the thing is, when I was a kid, my dad taught us to we're taught to like sort of love Catholics, but like disagree with them on certain issues. But the thing is, after like my time discussing and actually talking with Catholics and what they believe, I don't think a lot of their traditions are as weird as I used to. I kind of like understand where they're coming from. I don't necessarily agree with them, but I understand them much better.
Right, and it's kind of the funny thing. When I was dating Dooyeon from Korea, my mom was a little worried about me dating someone from Asia, not because she was racist, but because she was worried that it wouldn't be a good relationship because she would end up going back to Korea and we'd both be heartbroken. And she was half right, but she always kind of felt a little worried about that.
She was relieved when she found out she was Christian.
Oh yeah, she was real worried because she didn't know the faith-based lifestyle of most Asian countries. So, I forgot it.
To be fair, she doesn't know about the faith-based lifestyle of most people outside of the South.
Yeah, it's...
To be fair, we didn't either. So.
Yeah, I mean, we can't judge. Anyway.
I mean, we can. It just may not be the best. Let's see.
I'm surprised people are still on about during this conversation.
This has gotten very theological. I feel like it's sort of like the College of Athens, where everybody's wearing a toga and we're all just discussing philosophy. I've always liked that painting. That's been a particular favorite of mine. All right. Hey, Raven and Lark, what do you think of the biblically accurate angel notion?
Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. I feel like angels can look like whatever the heck they want to.
There's also like different classifications of angels, but like if you're a powerful enough angel in like the hierarchy, I think you can take on whatever form you want.
So I think it's a funny joke.
It is, because traditionally, like in the cartoons and stuff, it's always like sort of this beautiful woman with wings and a halo, but in the biblical description, bunch of eyes and wings, be not afraid. Like
I am terrified.
This is literally the scariest moment of my life. And the comment section started roasting furries again.
Oh, good. We're back to...
It's part of the circle of life.
It's the circle of life.
I'm actually dating a Filipino long-distance relationship. Good luck with that.
Good luck, man. That's awesome.
Long-distance relationships are difficult, but if you can pull it off, bud, more power to you.
I can tell you what, it's not easy.
Oh, gosh. And he's saying, I'm a Mexican Spaniard. I always joke that I'm going to invade her country again. Ooh, foreplay. St. Gregory. He do know how to work. Alright. Would it be cool to see biblically accurate named angels as a decoration in the knife in action?
That'd be kind of creepy, but
That'd be kind of, like, use that as sort of like a costumed effect, like the ring of eyes sort of appear around you as like the 6 wings. As like you cut them down.
That'd be kind of cool, yeah.
And then you hear just like as you're getting executed, be not afraid.
Or have Jesus just appear behind you with glowing eyes. With man, this is impossible. But with God, all things are possible.
Raven, when will Bible 2 drop? Dude, it already dropped. New Testament, man.
New Testament, Bible 2, Electric Boogaloo, now with a totally new protagonist.
Yep. No Mormons. That doesn't count. We're not qualifying. Oh, I got it. Oh, have you seen Netflix show Barbarians?
No. I don't really watch it.
Yeah. I actually saw, like, the first couple episodes of it. I thought it was okay. The Arminius, I feel like they tried to make too sympathetic, and so that's a little historically inaccurate. But overall, it's, like, as far as what I've seen from Netflix, it was pretty good.
Take it for what it is.
Pierce has got it charted. Furries, Nazi accents, theology, then furries, it's the circle of life. Pierce has got it, man.
There you go. We've cracked the code. I've got time for one more breach after this, and then we'll have to call it.
All right.
Because we've been at this for a while now. How long have we been going? Do you think? 2 hours? 2.5?
Something like that.
Come on, pick me up, buddy. Pick me up. Pick me up. I'm up. Yeah.
Put me back in.
Oh, we won. Someone give me a mud clap. Give me a mud clap, guys.
Okay, Raven. Could the Ghost Rider exist? Because the movie pointed out that the Ghost Rider is an angel that was captured by the devil. So basically, would that work with Christian theology?
Not really.
It's like, how would the devil capture an angel? I mean,
here's the thing. If you want to argue that it's a fallen angel, but then that takes away the idea of it being holy, because a fallen angel is a demon.
Yep, and also, it's kind of interesting. It works better than most interpretations,
yeah,
but it's still missing it.
It's not.
It's a cool concept,
there.
though.
It's not quite there, but it's got the spirit.
I mean, we do like the penance stare. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh, Ghost Rider's awesome. I can still enjoy things that aren't exactly biblically accurate.
It is funny to see quite often, though, and the only problem is like when it actually interferes with. It interferes like with people's actual understanding, like when they misunderstand, like they think the devil is actually like as.
Oh, I hate that interpretation that the devil's this sympathetic bad boy.
I was referring to just like a red guy with a pitchfork that actually runs hell. Like, no, he's a prisoner there too.
I don't know. I think the devil in Cuphead was funny.
Oh yeah, he's funny, but I mean like people that actually like take that seriously.
Oh yeah.
Because I've had people object, like some that were trying to be mean, and others that were genuinely curious, like. Why is the devil bad if he punishes sinners in hell? It's like, no, that's not how that works.
That's not how he is also captured there.
He's also punished.
He's basically just making other people suffer because he's suffering.
He's basically the toughest prisoner in the yard.
Let me put it like this. This is the way I've always looked at the devil. This is the way I look at the devil and the way I kind of describe him. Okay, so hold on. First, I'm gonna go Nobu because I like Nobu and I haven't gone Nobu all night. Anyway, so here's the way you look at it. Picture a little kid, right? Who decided he was going to take a pair of scissors and stab his dad in the leg, right? Just basically betray his dad, stab him in the leg for giggles, right? So daddy takes him aside and swats him for his misbehavior and tells him to stand in the corner. And instead of standing in the corner like he's supposed to, he runs around the room pitching a fit because he got punished, breaking everything he can and trying to wreck his dad's home because dad punished him for something he obviously did wrong and knew was wrong. And now he's trying to wreck up everything his dad loves because he just wants to get back at his dad. And all his dad can do is sit there and watch him dig his own grave because he says, once you're pooped out and you can't do any more, you're in for a world of hurt. That's essentially how I see the devil. He's basically a guy. He's basically Lucifer. He was once the best of all angels and most beautiful of all angels. He decided to say, God, I'm just as good as God. I can sit on the throne just like he can. God said, that is blasphemy and you're getting kicked out, you and all your followers. So now he's pitching a fit down below saying, I can't believe this happened to me and now I'm going to make all of God's creation suffer. So he's trying to drag as many of us down as he can with him because he doesn't want to go alone. basically a cosmic temper tantrum.
Oh, I was just thinking. Your thoughts on the Supernatural show? Funny you should mention all that nonsense. Oh gosh, we have an interesting relationship with that show. Because here's the thing: when Netflix was just starting to be a streaming service, way back in the day, like Raven had just gone off to college. I was adjusting to being just like living in the house by myself. I mean, my parents were still there, but I was the only child now. And I was just scrolling through Netflix to see what was there, and then I saw Supernatural, and it just had a cross, like from a graveyard, on the emblem. So I couldn't judge based off of the cover. So I read the description, and when it's like two brothers go across the country hunting supernatural stuff, I was immediately like, "Ooh, that sounds good."
Because we're brothers, and it'd be cool for us to go cross country and hunt stuff.
Yeah, because I would love to go around shooting ghosts and stuff.
And for the first season, it delivered. It was kind of cool. I enjoyed watching it. It was like kind of this mystery-solving thing where you're trying to find out what monster be doing it and how do you stop the monster from doing it, that kind of thing. But then by season 2 or 3, it turned into absolute nothing but just angst. Just two pretty boys having sex and being angsty, and one of them's apparently meant to be a devil child, and he was set up to be this for a long time, and then we had one of them die, but he gets brought back because no one stays dead in this damn show, And
there's not only is it like nobody can stay dead, except the people I want to stay dead. But
they also play the whole
I want you to care, D.
Like, it's just, it's so
because, like,
terrible.
after hearing them say, I want you to care about your own well-being, and them talking about their feelings, like, I felt like one of the funniest episodes is from, I can't remember which season, but literally they went into our world, and the actual directors of the show were roasting them. It was like, should we include this in the show? Like, nah, but then we'd have to cut the part where they sit in their car and talk about their feelings. Well, the fans would hate us for that. It's because, like, there's some good aspects to Supernatural. It's just, the problem is when they started focusing more on the grander idea of, like, we gotta demons and leviathans instead of, just going around the country hunting supernatural stuff, it sort of lost its sort of magic for me.
And it also is highly blasphemous.
They very seldom get their theology right.
Oh, very seldom. I don't think they've got one thing right.
Yeah, that's probably right.
I can't think of one biblical thing they've gotten correct. Name one.
Let's see. They got that you can get information on angels from the Bible. I think that's the only thing they got.
Ooh.
I know. But, yeah. The bigger issue we have with that is, when I started to get interested, I only watched like the first 2 or 3 seasons, and I was still watching it, I made the mistake of mentioning at school, like, oh yeah, I know that show, I like that show. And then I found out about the fangirls.
Yeah.
And I found out they liked it for a completely different reason than I liked it.
Yeah.
And that sort of fueled my, sort of disinterest in it. When I got to season 6, I just gave up.
Yeah, you just can't do anything with it after that.
Alright, let's see. Supernatural's basically Game of Thrones, only the writing turned to garbage 5 seasons earlier.
Yeah, that actually sums it up pretty decently.
Yep. Not to mention that it lasted longer. Oh yeah, after a while I was like, is it still going?
Okay. Why you ignore me?
Okay. Here's a real question. Is something like Stranger Things actually possible in real life? Open a portal to a different dimension?
No.
For legal reasons, I am required to tell you no, you cannot do it.
Don't even mention the legality, Clark. We signed the non-disclosure agreement.
Yes, that's right. Don't check the basement. Anyway,
we can't discuss that here.
Let's just say Elon Musk experiments had some success. Now, anyway. Hey, Raven, just saying quick hello. I'm on a 12-hour shift tonight. Oof.
Rough, man. I know that feel.
Hold on there, guys. You can do it.
We believe in you. I believe in the you that believes in the me that believes in the One Piece.
Hey, Raven, I also find the whole God as a bad guy trope a little stale because
it's so dumb, and I've seen it everywhere. I've seen it in modern Western media and anime, just God is this villain. Here's the thing. I heard some people argue that God is flawed. While I do believe that's blasphemy in and of its own right, I'm more willing to listen to that discussion than hear people say, God was the bad guy all along. I'm sick of it. You know what? I'm sure Satan loves that trope. I'm sure he loves that belief system because it's exactly what he would peddle.
I agree with Pierce here. The problem is it's gone stale. Like, I've seen it done so many times. It's lost the edginess, and that was like kind of the best thing it had going for it. Yeah. But Pierce also goes on to say, like, why not try something that's like making it like more like a cosmic deity, like a Lovecraftian mythos. Sort of like, I guess, like it's more of a deistic perspective, like all-knowing, all-powerful, and could drive us crazy with madness and knowledge, and he's just sort of uninterested in our affairs rather than being a loving and caring sort of guy. I suppose that would be like sort of a interesting take.
That would be a different take, certainly. Yep. Oh, I just think that the whole God is evil trope has been done to death, and any edginess it had is kind of gone. I never really liked it that much anyway.
Yeah. Oh, Zachary Johnson had this. There's an episode where the Queen Reaper goes, "You can't come back from the dead anymore," and they kill her to come back from the dead. That at that point, the writer should have just stopped and said, "What are we doing?"
Like, how much more meta can we become at this point? But, you know, it's like the whole God. Here's the funny thing that I find out of that. Okay, so you're basing a lot of what you're doing off of Christian theology, right? Okay, fair enough, that's fine. You know, according to Christian theology, God is the source of our morality, right? So good and evil comes from our understanding of God because God is the source of all good. Where God is not, there is only evil. So if you say that God is a bad guy, who defines moral good and evil? You do, like the characters do. And if your character is what defines moral good, then that means anything they do, even things that you find morally wrong, well, they're not, because they're the definers of moral altruism. So it kind of flies in the face of logic there, I'd say, but whatever.
Alright, let's see. Okay, Raven Lark, would you rather live the life of a Witcher like Geralt of Rivia, or would you prefer the life you currently have?
Being a Witcher would be badass, but far more dangerous.
Could we survive in a medieval fantasy Poland? I think in the sausage would be great.
Sausage would be amazing. What are you talking about? I think it'd be cool to be a Witcher, but I want kids.
Yeah, that is true. I kind of want to have a family.
So, I mean, I guess we could adopt.
Yeah, marry a smoking hot, attractive
sorceress,
yeah. And adopt a kid.
Yeah,
we can do that.
I'd definitely get with Yennefer.
If that is a package deal, sign me up.
Yep. All right. If that's the package deal, yes. If not, I'm gonna stick with what I got.
Yep. Awesome response. I agree with the show scope went too far, though I did enjoy the portrayal of Crowley. After a while, Crowley and what was the name of like sort of their mentor that lived in that like ransacked house?
What was it? I forget.
Bobby or something?
Bobby, I think.
Yeah. Those were the only two characters I actually cared about. I remember like there was an episode where it just focused on him, and I was infinitely more interested in him than anything Sam and Dean were doing.
Yeah, literally.
Because I was just like make the show about this guy, and there was like another like his old friend who was like this old black hunter. I was like, make the show about those two.
Yeah,
I'm infinitely more interested. Like they made me laugh.
They were fun. Anyway.
All right. Let's see.
Whew. What a match. All right, let's pull out. There we go. Let's see how far we've gotten in the battle pass.
Oh, Springtrap says, I would prefer a story where God from the Bible ended up in the world of Lovecraft. He'd probably just be like, well, time to fix this mess.
Probably, actually. If Lovecraftian lore was real, God'd be like, all right, I'm editing this. Snapping it.
Yeah. He would just go, hey, Azathoth, it's time to wake up, buddy.
The pain trains arrive. Yep. To really look at it this way, it's kind of like from Dragon Ball Super when Goku asked how strong Zeno-sama is. Bira says Zenosama doesn't fight. He erases. He destroys. He wipes from existence. He does not fight. He doesn't have to fight. He is beyond the scope of mere power level. He is literally God. And that's where God is, you know. It's like, could God beat this? It's not a matter of beat. It's a matter of he is God.
Yep.
You don't fight God. God says, bye, you're gone. It's not a matter of power level.
Okay. Let's see. Hey, Lark, your thoughts on the Dark Lord from Doom Eternal, The Ancient Gods? I don't know enough about Doom Eternal to make like a decision. I've liked what I've seen just for like on an aesthetic level. It's looked fun.
Well, you've looked fun too.
Hey, careful.
Hey.
How did the stream turn into talk about religion? Well, didn't you know? It was Theology Tuesday.
I didn't.
Didn't we
It's
send them
Monday. It's Monday.
It's Tuesday now.
But I don't know how I got
That's
to
the
talk
thing about
religion.
Theology Tuesday. It sneaks up on you because it's always on a Monday.
I don't know how we got to talking about religion. I think we can go ahead and switch to other things because I'm editing characters now.
We're seeing stuff.
Let's go ahead and switch to our question time so that we can get that out of the way.
All right. Any tips on how you two read up super quickly?
I've just been playing for so
Wrapped up,
long.
yeah. Right. Now, thoughts on the Vampire Diaries? Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
We've gotten some requests for maybe like a Halloween special this year. You may have to like review it.
Yeah, I'll give it a read near Halloween.
It's
Okay.
not a read; it's a watch.
Oh, it's a movie?
No, it's a series.
Oh. Okay, we'll see. We will see.
But I guess there's gonna have to be like a Werewolf Journal sequel or something.
Maybe. We'll see.
Or maybe a Mummy Letters to the Editor.
A Mummy Letters to the Editor.
Yeah, well, if you're getting off, I have to say it was a really fun night with you, you two streamers. Take care, and trust me, I'll be in your comment section so I can ask more questions about my mental state. All right.
Well, appreciate you coming by, man, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Take care of yourself, man. Let's see. Oh, there's within this question on top. I keep missing it. It's like, is it worth grinding for 30,000 steel to get Black Prior and some of the other characters, or should I just go ahead and like buy it?
I love Black Prior. I can't say whether or not you should grind or just pay the money for him. That's kind of depends on your personal financial situation. But I love playing Black Priors. I think all the characters are phenomenally fun to play. I've had so much time playing as them that I have a basic knowledge of each of them, even though I'm not really amazing at any of them. So I do recommend at least trying them. At least if you're not sure, wait until their dedicated Hero Festival comes out. I know that Aramusha is going to get a festival this season. So if you want to try him, but I don't know when Black Priors is coming, but he was worth playing. He's probably my favorite of the Harbingers. The 4 Harbingers, you know, like Black Prior, Jormungandr, Hitakiri, and Sanhu. Black Prior is my favorite. Definitely. No question. That's why he's a Rep 28 right now. And for those wondering, yes, Revna's Legend video is next. I just got to write the script.
Indeed.
That's going to take some time.
All right.
First, though, is my Raven's Riding Robe.
Indeed. Raven, who's your favorite hero in by their fashion?
I've been asked about the drip, like who has the best drip. I'm just going to say Black Prior is my favorite in terms of drip, but I think the best drip goes to Griffin because he has so much variety in his drip. There's so much difference that comes in his drip. So I'd have to go with that.
Yeah. Oh, and Tobias, yes, typically we have this time just sort of to continue questions while we're sort of wrapping up.
Yeah, I basically go through and edit my heroes a little and answer questions.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, do you hate the Orc Boys?
How could I hate the Orc Boys? I am the Orc Boys.
Everybody loves the Orc Boys. They're like, if they were real, we would hate them so much. But just existing in fiction, you can't hate them. They're just so much fun.
They are very entertaining.
All right. He's kind of already done the Nushia rant in like a previous stream.
Yeah, I think I've already talked about Nuchia's issues.
I'd definitely be interested in hearing how y'all, as brothers, would feel about the brother dynamic in the series. The big question is, how far would you tolerate your vampire brother's antics? Depends which one of us is the vampire.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah. I feel like I'd get into more trouble. Just because I would push the limit more, and you'd have to go drag me out of trouble. I think that'd be
Probably.
we'd have to look at the antics more, because our relationship as brothers is very different from what most people consider a traditional brother relationship. Just because we get along more than most.
I'm gonna make the blue eyes white dragon.
Do it.
That is what I'm doing now.
Indeed.
Okay,
Okay.
that's almost the right color.
Apparently, there's a new Predator movie coming out, and it's focused around a Native American girl trying to prove herself. Thoughts? You mean a Native American girl that's trying to go through sort of a Brave trial or something like that, or is it just a coming of age story sort of thing? Because it could be good. If they handle it well, it could be good.
It could be.
Because we like the girl from Alien vs. Predator. She was pretty cool.
This looks like the right one.
Oh, this is a good question. How much does it cost to be a patron?
If you want to join the Patreon, I don't remember the minimum that it allows, but I don't set a specific standard,
Yeah.
I would appreciate you joining, no question.
Yeah. Okay, so holy crap, the Blue Eyes White Dragon. That is a name I haven't heard in a long while.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. Me and my brother used to love Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh yeah, I still have my deck somewhere, but
Okay, so what are you thinking, bro? You think we should go the blue trim or white trim?
you gotta do the blue trim, because there is the slight blueness to the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah, you're right. This looks more like the blue.
Yeah, I can just see a mulleted CEO coming in to try and steal it.
There you go. There you go. Do I have enough steel? No, but this is too good to pass up, so I'll sink a little bit of money into it. I've got enough.
All right.
I've been making that good jingle at work. I better have been, considering all the frickin' time I put into work.
Ooh, this is a rough one. Ecstatic Ethan's asking a real question here. Hey Raven, how would you improve High Guardian Spice? Just go over some key aspects that you would change to make it an improvement if you could.
Okay, if I were to change High Guardian Spice, I know that y'all can't see the screen right now. That's because I'm at the PlayStation Store. If I were to change High Guardian Spice, first things first, I'm taking all the characters and I'm removing them. I'm starting fresh with a new slate. I'm basically going to say, okay, so these characters are trash. We're going back to the drawing board. I'm going to actually establish a clear-cut magic system, because they kind of don't make a lot of sense. I remove all the woke garbage that they added. Because here's my big... You want to know one of my biggest problems with it? Want to know what one of the biggest problems is? One of the biggest problems? They constantly lose track of the plot to focus on stuff that's just meant for woke pandering. It's awful. Mm-hmm. It's so awful. And I can't stand it.
Alright.
Now the only thing left is to add the effect. Oh, I think I need the...
Alright, here's a question. Do you have any tips for dealing with school and depression at the same time? I think, if you don't mind, I'd like to say a few things about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because
still not enough. Well, I can grind with that.
Yeah, I think the best way to sort of deal with it is, one, make sure you're keeping track of your relationships and don't let your schoolwork get ahead of you. Because if you let your schoolwork sort of pile up just because you're in sort of the depressive stage of you don't feel like doing anything, you just sort of, you don't feel anything. If you do that, the dread and anxiety along with the depression sort of build up because you're because the work keeps piling up. Try and stay on top of that as much as you can, and make sure you're making breaks for yourself to be with the ones that care about you, so that way you don't drown in it. I think that's the best advice I can give. If you have anything else you'd like to add to that.
No, I think that kind of sums it up the best. I didn't start suffering depression until after I started teaching.
Yeah, but hearing it pop up in schools is not an uncommon thing.
Okay, that's what they'll inevitably look like.
There we go.
That's the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Blue Eyes White Dragon. Gosh, Kaiba somewhere is changing his pants. Especially now that he knows that the Blue Eyes is female.
Careful, that's gonna draw him in even closer. Because canonically, he did try and get with it.
But this will be the pirate that actually gets her own legend, so don't worry, she's gonna be my canon pirate.
Yeah, is she part of the pirates that can't do anything, or that don't do anything? Right?
She's one of the pirates that does do things. That's why she got kicked out of the pirates that don't do anything.
Yeah, she wasn't cool enough to be part of VeggieTales.
She's not cool. She's not cool enough for that world. All right, I think I'll take 3 more questions, then we need to call it there.
Ooh, get some interesting ones. Raven Lark, have you watched a show called Geriatric Wolf?
Nope, haven't seen it.
Never heard? Raven, if you had the budget of if we had $10 trillion, we could do a lot. If we had the budget, I'm going to reduce it, say, 10 billion. What kind of movie would you make?
A good one.
Honestly, I tell you, go ahead and make a live-action version of Shogun of Crime.
Yes, I would actually try to make that into a TV series.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, if you could, that would be...
Yeah, no doubt. I'd definitely make Shogun of Crime into a live-action thing, or I'd try to pitch Monster Club as an anime.
Yeah, you could... I could see them picking that up.
Yeah. Maybe Studio Madhouse would pick it up.
Oh. Alright, let's see. What else do we have? Kaiba, it's time to address your dragon fetish. I think little Kariba best handled Kaiba and his obsession. It's like, I'm a serious adult. Big brother, the decorator wants to know how you want your room to look. Make it tinted blue and covered with cartoon dragons.
Literally.
What's your thoughts on the Gears of War series?
I haven't played it.
I will give my thoughts. It's cool. I don't think there's a lot of like effort put into like the lore and story wise, but for what it is, it's cool. It was basically meant to be a fun shooter that they sort of developed lore with it.
Fair enough.
It goes on. That's
okay.
Good.
And I think two more questions.
Yep. I can see it's like, yes, I want you to build a city set. Yes, literally a city. Don't backtalk me. I have money to burn. I would love to be able to be in that position. Like, I have money and gas to burn, peasant.
Indeed.
Raven, have you ever seen a flying lawbringer? Well, now I want to.
Now I want to, yeah. That'd be kind of cool. But I'm counting that as the second to last question, so we got to get one more question.
All right, let's see.
Because we got to end at 10. I still have work tomorrow, and so do you.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to finish this script for the next Raven's Writing Room.
Okay. Do you think it's annoying that if you deflected Kensei's attack as an assassin, he can still follow it up with his hyper armor?
Yes! That is one of the things that annoys me so much about those hyper armor spamming douchebags. Pirate and Kensei are both the same for me, okay? It's this idea that I can deflect you or block you or dodge attack you, and somehow it's like, ha, I can punish you. Oh crap, here comes your hyper armor heavy finisher. And then if I say, okay, no worries, I'll just parry the hyper armor finisher. No, we can actually feint out of that shit and guard break you. Damn it. I love when people say that Kensei is the weakest Vanguard. Here's how I rank the Vanguards. Ready? Okay. Top tier Vanguard right now, I would say, is Raider. Raider, I think, is top tier Vanguard. Followed by Tiandi. Okay? Followed by Kensei, then Warmonger, then Warden's at the bottom. That's how I rank it. And if you disagree with me, it's free to disagree with me. Everyone has their own opinion. That's fine. I think Raider's top tier, then Tiandi, then Kensei, then Warmonger, then Warden. Warden I still say is bottom tier. The only reason I think that Kensei is better than Warmonger is because Warmonger's dodge heavy attacks, while unblockable, are incredibly predictable and easily dodged, and the range at which Kensei can dodge is unreal. Plus, the light spam that Kensei is capable of is almost unprecedented. I think, it's 4 lights in a row? Or is it 3? I forget. But it's unprecedented. It is unbelievable that they can do that repeatedly. Anyway. My rant over. Okay. So anyway, is that it?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this stream, as long as it was. I want to thank Lark for joining me. This was a very interesting stream. I hope y'all enjoyed. The title of the stream was The Epitome of Trash, and yeah, we started off trash, but I think we had a lot of fun with this in the end. Got to have some really deep discussions, and that was a rarity, so I gotta say, this was a lot of fun. I hope y'all enjoyed. A couple of announcements before we go forward. Lark is still working on his next video and Lark's Lamentations. He's getting the footage. He's very close to done. I promise. He hopes to I think you hope to get it out.
I hope to get it out. Let's see. I will be able to hopefully finish getting the footage by next weekend. And I have next week off, so I should be able to dedicate at least a couple days to start putting the video together.
Yeah, because next week is spring break, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay. All right, that actually works out pretty well.
And just let me know, no, neither of us have watched it.
Yeah. So there is that.
Also working, like I said, working on the next Ravens writing room. There was a request to get another one out there, so I'm working on that. And then I'll work on Revna, the Berserker, and I'll work on JJ, Zhang Jun's video. I want to get that done too. We're getting real close to the end of Heroes in History. We'll have to see where that goes. And finally, last but not least, thank you guys so much for just sticking with me. Like I said, this morning's video, I lost a few subscribers because of what I said. I don't regret what I said one bit. I said what I said, and I meant it. It's not one of those moments where I'm like, you know what I said this, and I regret it. No, I meant what I said, and I feel validated in it. If you don't like what I had to say, sorry, but that's just the way it is. So please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a like and a comment. Would really appreciate it. Look forward to new videos coming in the future. Keep us in your prayers as I'm still fighting this depression thing.
And also don't forget to pray for those in the chat that are also struggling with
Yes, we had some folks in the chat who asked for prayer as well. So if you're the praying sort, please keep them in your prayers. And if you're not the praying sort, just keep them in your thoughts. And because I have some time off later this week, I'm definitely going to try to find some more time to stream or do some more stuff with you guys. Might even stream something other than For Honor, like maybe Dead by Daylight. I've had some people ask for me to do that again. Not going to do Nier Automata or Fallout yet because Hannah wants to draw some specific thumbnails for that. So until those are finished, those are on hold. But I do plan to do them. And I also might do another Neo stream if anyone's interested. And yes, I will try to pick a time, if not this week, sometime soon, to do a reaction stream. We'll see what we can do. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'm Raven. This is Lark. We've really enjoyed this one. And we will see you, as always, in the next video. Take care.